and have the energy you need to accomplish your goals. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Russell Wilson here with Play 60, United Way in the NFL, helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day. To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60. Are you guys going to do that every time? Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
It's Dan Bongino, every weekday from 2 till 5 p.m. right here on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Crony, and I'm Gary McNamara. Well, the Flores, who won the 34th congressional district, I saw yesterday, voted for Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents are Democrat. Yeah, and so she is the perfect example of a flip. Somebody who's looking and says, no, why?
The party doesn't represent me anymore. You know?
And that's a problem. And when you have now Hispanic representatives screaming at the Democratic leadership saying, you need to change course, they're not talking messaging.
Right. Look, in 2008, it was hard, to point out the reality that was coming. And a lot of people didn't see it. We did, but now they see it.
I tell those representatives, you have to change your messaging too.
Yep.
Top of the hour news is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Shell Road Solar with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
If you own a fleet of trucks, if you're an owner-operator, you know how much BS comes with fleet fuel cards. That's why you should check out the A to B fuel card. It's completely BS-free. There's no setup fee, no transaction fees, no monthly fees, no over-limit fees, and no credit check required when you apply.
You can use A to B to get discounts on every drop of fuel at any gas station or truck stop that accepts Visa. And talk about BS, unlike other fuel cards, A to B has no gallon limits. And A to B is going to help you grow your business. As you're paying on time, you're growing your credit.
Apply now at atob.com/radio. For a limited time, you'll get a $50 credit when you use their zero-fee card. That's the letters atob.com/radio to apply with no credit check and get a $50 credit when you use their zero-fee card. atob.com/radio. Apply now at atob.com/radio.
Rise and shine, truckers. It's time for today's Roll Haul. I'm hauling coffee.
I'm hauling books.
Cheers.
And I'm still hauling coffee. From hauling coffee to more coffee, Progressive Commercial saves safe truckers an average of $3,740 when they share their ELD data with us. Get a quote in as little as 5 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Safe customers based on FMCSA inspections, driving history, and other data for for-hire transportation. Not available in all states. Savings not guaranteed. At renewal, driving data could increase or decrease premiums.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund invites all over-the-road Class A CDL holders to join our smoking cessation program, Rigs Without Cigs. Participants receive tools to assist in quitting, along with support and accountability from the program manager and others in the program. Incentive packages are offered by the Road Pro family of brands for all who stopped using tobacco through the Rigs Without Cigs program. Go to truckersfund.org under the Health and Wellness tab and sign up for Rigs Without Cigs.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Hot, stormy weather is threatening to make the baby formula crisis even worse. A key manufacturing facility in the Midwest is out of commission again. Correspondent Wendy Gillette.
The factory in Sturgis, Michigan flooded because of severe storms on Monday, closing it down. The Abbott Nutrition plant had reopened a week and a half ago following a closure of several months because of safety concerns following a recall. The shutdown exacerbated a nationwide shortage of baby formula. Abbott says this latest problem will delay production of new formula for a few weeks.
In Wisconsin, this farmer near Oshkosh is sizing up damage after a tornado blew through.
I think it must have been straight line because to move a 48-foot prefab house off its cinder blocks is coming.
There's more extreme heat in the forecast today. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate, WCBS.
That extends from Nebraska and Kansas through Missouri, all the way on down to the Gulf Coast states, so it includes Mississippi, Alabama, as well as Georgia and Louisiana, even the western sections of Florida.
Kids as young as 6 months could be getting COVID vaccines early next week. FDA advisors are unanimously recommending FDA authorization for Pfizer and Moderna's versions for young children and babies. Epidemiologist George Rutherford.
I have grandchildren in this age group, and I think they and their parents have been waiting for this.
Concerns are growing over 2 U.S. military vets from Alabama missing after they joined the fight in Ukraine. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby.
Discourage Americans from going to Ukraine and fighting Ukraine. It is a war zone. It's combat.
So far, neither the families nor the State Department has been able to confirm that 2 men were captured. A Russian social media post claims they are both prisoners. Capitol Hill's January 6th committee expected to delve into new evidence at a public hearing this afternoon. Correspondent Tom Fodes in Washington.
CBS News confirms a report originally in the Washington Post, but the committee's obtained previously unknown emails between post-election Trump lawyer John Eastman and the wife of the Supreme Court Justice. That is political activist Ginny Thomas, married to Justice Clarence Thomas. Eastman played a key role in efforts to pressure Vice President Mike Pence to block the certification of President Biden's election victory.
Nail-biter ending at last night's first game of the Stanley Cup Final.
Blocked by Hedman.
ABC Sports with the action as Andrei Burakovsky scored a goal a minute and 23 seconds into OT. Avalanche skated to a 4-3 victory over 2-time defending champs Lightning. Dow futures are off 595. S&P futures down 90. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rates current as of 12/21. Call. Must be issued. Conditions apply. Less than 12.
Big news! Greta Van Susteren is hosting her new show, The Record, with Greta Van Susteren. It's just launched on Newsmax. Each night at 6 p.m. Eastern, Greta is reporting the real news without the media spin. She's smart, tough, and always fair. Find Greta on Newsmax, America's fastest growing news channel. Millions have switched to Newsmax. Find out why. If your cable doesn't carry Newsmax, call them. Demand it. Make the switch today. Newsmax is real news for real people.
A shocking find at a rest stop in Minnesota.
Just north of the Twin Cities, a man spotted cats in a car. What turned out to be 47 of them as a heat advisory was to take effect.
Thankfully, it was still early enough in the morning where the heat really hadn't started to kick in, so that was working in our favor.
Ashley Pudas with the Animal Humane Society says the owner of the animals had been living in the vehicle with them and cooperated with investigators.
Somebody wakes up and says, I'm going to own 4 to 7 cats. So it's just something that happens over time.
The good news, the cats appear to have only minor medical issues. issues and will eventually go up for adoption. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
14 markets across the Middle East and Asia have now told the new Toy Story sequel to buzz off.
Alicia? Oh, no. That's my grandmother.
Disney says they're banning Pixar's Lightyear because the company refused to remove depictions of a same-sex relationship between two married female characters, including a kiss. Lightyear opens in the U.S. tomorrow. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn the best price from up to 10 price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. The price could vary depending on your health insurance company and other factors. Not available in all states.
Hey, bud, this is Coco. Exactly. From the local furniture outlet at American Oak and More. We have some great news. We're building a new warehouse.
Yes, the bad news is we have over $1 million worth of inventory that we have to move. That's over 4,000 pieces.
So, Captain, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a huge warehouse sale. I would rather discount it and sell it than move it.
For the first time ever, we will be giving an additional discount on over 4,000 items in the warehouse. Come save big and help us get it done. This is Cozy Wolf from American Oak and More. This is your special invitation to our 28th anniversary sale going on now. For a limited time, everything at American Oak and More's inventory catalog and special orders is 50% off the top tag price. That's right, half off. Living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Interest-free financing available. Hurry, sale ends soon. Mattress accessories and cozy excluded.
Like we've been saying for almost 30 years. You don't better fake money, so don't settle for fake wood.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without pain? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Killey, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuromas. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed right in the office, saving you the time and trouble of going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. Serving Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Killey with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Have you thought about who you'll support in the Senate runoff on June 21st?
I just can't vote for Mo Brooks. It seems like you can't go 5 minutes without attacking President Trump.
I'm a no on Mo, too. He sure let us down by abandoning President Trump and his America First agenda. And don't even get me started on Mo's record of backing tax increases.
So what do you think about Katie Britt?
Oh, I know that President Trump has endorsed Katie. Trump called her an incredible fighter for the people of Alabama.
That's what Alabama needs in the Senate. Someone who will fight for us.
And Katie Britt is a true conservative. President Trump says she's a fearless America First warrior. Katie's got my vote in the June 21st runoff.
If President Trump stands with Katie Britt, then I do too.
Alabama Christian Conservatives is responsible for the content of this aggregation. Paid for by the Alabama Christian Conservatives.
Woo! Does it really matter who wins? I mean, let's look at this. Katie Britt, Mo Brooks.
Tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Does it really matter who wins? I mean, really, will your life be changed one iota no matter who wins? I'm just asking. I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking. Does it really matter who wins? Well, to them it does.
savings on
Well, I'll be just as poor then as I am now.
with $149, now $99. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last,
For today, 99, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and there will be a few pop-up showers and storms. Same thing for Friday, 100, a few pop-up showers and storms, and rain chances go even lower this weekend and the next week. That's the first weather forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seeley for News Radio.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got a couple of accidents reported and some problems with debris on the highway due to storm front came through last night. County Road 42 and County Road 57. There's a tree blocking the roadway that's up in Crackle. There's an accident 65 at Day Street and the 4500 block of Troy Highway. Be careful in all those areas. Trinum State and their River Region Fame partners are now hiring. You'll work 3 days and go to class 2 days. Companies like Green International Paper and James Hardy. Call Trenton State for July 4th, 420-4361. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. The intense heat this week is creating all kinds of dangers. It takes just 10 minutes for your car to heat up by 20 degrees, only minutes to put your child at risk. Heat strokes happen when the core body temperature reaches about 104 degrees, and a child can die when the body temperature reaches 107 degrees. An FDA advisory panel is endorsing COVID-19 vaccines for children under the age of 5. This is the last group to become eligible for the shot. All regulations are cleared. Parents could see a rollout as fast as next week. In an historic and aggressive move to fight inflation, the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates by 3/4 of a point yesterday. That's the biggest increase in more than 30 years. That move will make payments more expensive from everything from mortgages and car loans to big business loans as well. And another rate hike of at least 0.5% could happen sometime next month. That's your news on this Thursday morning. I'm Jed Davis for WSFA 12 News.
President Trump is endorsing Katie Britt for the United States Senate, and he wants you to get out to vote on June 21st. Katie Britt is tough as nails on illegal immigration. She's a pro-life mother of 2, and she's a conservative tax cutter who knows how to create jobs for hard-working Alabamians.
I'm Katie Britt, and I am honored to be endorsed by President Trump. From day one, I've been fighting for his America First agenda. I fought to put pro-life conservatives on the Supreme Court, pass Trump's tax cuts, and I fought to build the wall. As Alabama Senator, I'll take on the Biden liberals and fight every day for our Christian conservative values that make America great.
On June 21st, vote for Christian conservative Katie Britt. She's endorsed by President Trump, and she puts America first.
I'm Katie Britt, and I approve this message, and I would be honored to earn your vote.
Paid for by Britt for Alabama, Inc.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price may vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with palate suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. So now when patients come to my office, I tell them I highly recommend that you use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solved. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. Good morning, and good morning again. It is another day above ground, and the ground's not above you. Good morning, I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440 on your dial, or on our app, News Radio 1440, or on our website, newsradio1440.com. So if you ain't listening, if you're not listening, that's because you just don't want to, and I'm good with that. But you need to tune in every once in a while to see what's going on. Good morning to you. It is time for our daily bread. Probably the most, no, not probably. The most important part of this show is our daily bread right now. It's where we give you a word from on high to change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Today is June the 16th, 2022 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled New DNA in Jesus. Our scripture insight today comes from Ephesians 4:17 through 24. But Ephesians 4:24 says, put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning to you. And again, it is June the 16th. It is a day that has never been. And it is a day, like all the other days, that only come once in a lifetime. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, remember, this day was not promised. Again, you can't get it back. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should do today that you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to undo the things that you do. So whatever you do this day, make sure, if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day, June the 16th, 2022 AD. If you have lived a while, like I always say, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, make sure you reach back when you can and give somebody else a helping hand while you can, for as long as you can, until you can't. Benjamin Elijah Bain said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard of which you live life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never quit. You never, ever, ever give up, because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they don't quit. We'll be back right after this daily break.
Thanks for joining us for today's devotional reading from Our Daily Bread. I'm Kirsten Holmberg, and I titled our encouragement, New DNA in Jesus. Chris had his blood retested 4 years after his life-saving bone marrow transplant. The donor's marrow had provided what was needed to cure him, but had left a surprise. The DNA in Chris's blood was that of his donor, not his own. It makes sense, really. The goal of the procedure was to replace the weakened blood with a donor's healthy blood. Yet even swabs of Chris's cheeks, lips, and tongue showed the donor's DNA. In some ways, he'd become someone else, though he retained his own memories, outward appearance, and some of his original DNA. Chris's experience bears a striking resemblance to what happens in the life of a person who receives salvation in Jesus. At the point of our spiritual transformation, when we trust in Jesus, we become a new creation. Paul's letter to the church in Ephesus encouraged them to reveal that inward transformation, to put off their old self with its way of living, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness, to be set apart for Christ. We don't need DNA swabs or blood tests to show that the transforming power of Jesus is alive in us. That inward reality should be evident in the way we engage with the world around us, revealing how we are kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 through 24. So I tell you this, and insist on it in the Lord, that you must no longer live as the Gentiles do in the futility of their thinking. They are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardening of their hearts. Having lost all sensitivity, they have given themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity, and they are full of greed. That, however, is not the way of life you learned when you heard about Christ and were taught in him in accordance with the truth that is in Jesus. You were taught, with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. Let's pray. Jesus, thank you for making us new and giving us a new life in you. Please help us to put off our old ways and put on your likeness. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Kirsten Holmberg, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All right, you heard the word? Now it's time to get up. General, give it to us. All the way. Here we go. All the way. Get it.
Airborne, every day, we run to the sun, no sweat,
not yet,
down in the mess hall on my knees.
Oh, here it go.
Mess hall on my knees.
We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was moldy and the meat was bad.
Bread was molded and the meat was.
Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Here we go. All the way.
Gotta be
rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. Always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs a breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. Oh yeah. Let's get it done. All the way airborne, all the way on, driving on.
Early one morning.
In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light, we go. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. All right, now it's time for the run. I know PT. Hey, it's the last day of PT of the week, so we got to get this done. We got to knock it out, and we got to come back. Got to get some energy. All right, here we go. Run a little, run some more. Run a little, run some more. Your left foot hops the ground. Well, I will hear that clapping sound. And I'm airborne, all the way, aired up, and good. Hollywood, looking good. All right, dynamite. Everybody, sound out. Everybody, let me hear you. In the rear, keep it tight. In the middle, dress it right. There's the front, rock steady, rough and ready. 80 deuce. Here we come. 80 deuce. Airborne. Leaning me. Rough and tough. Hey you. How you feel? Feeling good. All right. Dynamite. Out of sight. Feeling good. Motivated. Dedicated. Gonna be airborne. On to be airborne. Woo! Woo! I tell you what, this PT's getting rougher on me, but I'm not gonna quit. I ain't a wimp. I'm gonna hang in there, brother. Woo! Paratroopers, we don't quit. We may get tired, but we don't quit. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine, Alabama and Montgomery and the rest of the world that happens to be listening online. Good morning to all of you. From New York to California to Washington State to Los Angeles. Yeah, we got listeners all over the country. I'm just, hey, that's when you're the elk dog, that's what you get. Good morning to you. And now let us pay homage to all of our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. And don't forget the Merchant Marines. Can't forget them. Along with the Montgomery Police Department, Fire Department, fire medics, ambulance drivers, cab drivers, the Sheriff Department, I mentioned ALEA, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Always forget those guys. They're out there traveling the highways and the byways, trying to make sure that their journey is a lot less eventful than it could be. But above all, we honor our armed forces of these United States of America: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Good morning to you, Alabama National Guard. Good morning, First Sergeant Leonard. I'm knocking them out, baby. I'm knocking them out for you this morning. I wonder what First Sergeant Elkins. Okay, that was never going to be, so don't worry about it. And last but certainly not least, America's longest armed forces, the United States Army, home of the 82nd Airborne, first ID, second ID, third ID, the Big Red One, Fort Lewis, Fort Leonard Wood, Fort Huachuca, Fort Bragg, and don't forget Fort Jackson and a couple more. Can't remember them all. Second one? Oh, Fort Rucker. Hey, how can I forget Fort Rucker? It's right down the road. Come on now. I've never been there. I've never been to Fort Rucker, but I know it's one down here somewhere, someplace called Enterprise. I'm about to take a stroll down the freeway one of these days. It says going down Troy Highway or something like that. I don't know where it's at. I'm going to roll down because I want to see a chopper one more time. Okay, I got two things on my bucket list. To see a 141 one more time. I want to see a 141, a C-141. There's got to be one someplace that's flyable, okay? I want to do one more jump out of a 141, okay, to call it a day. Okay, that's what I want to do. And obviously, I want to get on an aircraft carrier one more time. I love those things. Even though, now you don't get too sick on an aircraft carrier because they're kind of big and you don't really know, I mean, it's amazing to me what those things have on them. I mean, those are floating cities. I'm just telling you. Anyway, guys, I had an opportunity one time to be on the USS Kitty Hawk back in the 80s. Not very long, but I was on it. We had combined with joint maneuvers with the Marine Corps and the Ranger Battalion, and we were on that boat. Actually, it's not a boat because you don't want to call it a boat because it's a ship. Okay, a boat is what I was in charge of. I wasn't in charge of the boat, but I was the section chief on a boat in Hawaii at Fort Island. As a matter of fact, I was a galley chief. I mean, I didn't have much of a staff, but I had a little bitty one. So I've been on that water a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? All right then. Anyway, good morning to you. Good morning to my good friends down in the sanitation department. Those guys. I mean, when I be coming down the road in the morning, I'm thinking, man, I'm the only guy up this time of morning. But then the police remind me when they go by me that they're up too. But the sanitation department, I think those guys are actually up before I get up. I mean, they're already on the street already. So I'm coming downtown Montgomery thinking I'm all by myself and nobody up but me, the police, and the sanitation department. So I want to give those guys a big shout out this morning because they're always out there. And I know there's a lot of people always whining about the dirty city sometimes. But I got to tell you, I see those guys out there in the hot sun doing it with these sticks, picking up the trash, picking up the dirt, picking up the things that you stupid people throw out of your car. That's right, you're stupid. If you're going to throw something out your car, go to Millbrook and do it. I'm just saying. Why make your own city look bad? Do it in Prattville. Okay, do it in Wetumpka. Now, Mayor Willis, he might have a certain thing about because you will get a ticket up there. Now, don't give me. You will, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna throw paper on the freeway, out on the ground, do it in Millbrook, Wetumpka, or Prattville. Okay, don't do it in Montgomery. I mean, it's a podog that does his business, okay, in his own place. I'm just saying, you might not want to do that very often. I'm just saying you might want to do it. A lot of news today. I know a little bit more about the Sabrina Martin issue than I did the other day. I don't know if it's worth the conversation or not, but there are some that say that we are it's a hit piece put out by a certain individual in the city of Montgomery. But some people say, well, these are allegations. Well, no, they're not allegations. They are what they are. They know allegation is something that has not been proven in a court of law. Well, now I will admit to you, just because you win in court don't mean everybody told the truth. So I'm gonna give it. Doesn't mean everybody told the truth. Okay, so I don't know, but it does mean that in the official records that it is shown as a defeat. Okay, maybe your lawyer just wasn't good enough. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I did have a pastor who was coming on, but Leo Lewis Jr., but he had to go to New York, and so he'll be here because that's my third week pastor now. But he had to get out here and go to New York. Wish I could have went with him. I'm going to New York. Okay, I'm gonna go. Everybody in America ought to go to New York at least once and go up there and see how the craziness that goes on up there. But I love the Freedom Towers. I want to go see those and other things, and I'm going to New York. Okay, I'm going on vacation this year, and I'm going to New York. Okay, I haven't been out of Alabama in so long. I thought I began to think I was born here. Yeah, no, it's time to go. It's time to go on a trip, go someplace, do something. So what can I tell you? Anybody want to go with me? I don't think so. Now the question is, since I really don't like airplanes, how do I get up there? Now I know that I really don't want to take a drive. I don't want to do the drive thing up there. Okay, although somebody said 65 goes straight up there, but I don't want to do that either. Okay, guess I got to take a plane. All right, guess I got to take a plane. Do we have a plane that goes to? We do have an airport. So do we have a plane that goes to New York? Anybody know? Well, let me know that. Let me know. And you can always text me 241-9998 if you don't want to be heard on the air. Because I got to get this, because I want to take a vacation. Z went on a vacation a week ago. And he got home. I said, okay, now it's time to empty the trash. I just got home from vacation. Okay, that means what? I mean, come on. I emptied the trash while you were gone. Anyway, let's take a break. And we'll be back. But Z has got that millennial. He's got some of that millennialism in him. Okay, I'm trying to break it out of him. I'm trying to break it from because he millennialism is not the best policy. Okay, it's not the best practices. Okay, millennialism is just not the best practices. Anyway, good morning to you. Got my numbers back yesterday. Oh yeah. I got the numbers back yesterday from the men's health clinic. Oh yeah, I knew. Again, there were three possibilities. I either had low T, high T, or sweet T. I'll tell you which one came back when I come back, okay? We'll be back after this. Good morning to you. I am so grateful to be alive this morning. I am. It's good to be above the ground rather than the ground above you, because this day, like for so many others, this day did not happen for some. I'm thankful for it. Thank you, Lord. We'll be back after this. I'm always motivated. Now, millennials, they're always whining about the world's too tough on them. Sorry about that, guys. It's called life.
Maybe stop by leaving your parents home, but maybe we're just wrong. Criticism isn't easy for their ears. They feel like they know most everything. See, they grew up with undeserving confidence, cause they got trophies just for participating.
M-I-L-L-E-N, M-I-L, hey! M-I-L-L-E-N, oh, gotta love millennials.
Well, we hit 100 2.5 years yesterday. That also tied a record high in Montgomery for June 15th. And we've got more triple digits on today over the next 7 days. We have multiple days at or above 100 in the forecast. For today, 99, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and there will be a few pop-up showers and storms. Same thing for Friday, 100, a few pop-up showers and storms, and rain chances go even lower this weekend and the next week. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're looking pretty good. Previous accidents, we had a couple of them. Most of them are cleared up. Do be advised, though, of a tree down blocking the highway in Prattville, County Road 42 and County Road 57. Your home is worth more now than ever before, so get those special projects started. Call the A-Team at MCS in Wetumpka for a cash-out refinance or an equity loan. MCS 567-9000, NMLS 232876. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. All your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
The future of esports player deals could be changing as esports agency .X Talent has launched their player transfer service. In esports, player contracts can become complicated quickly, with multiple parties involved finding a conflict of interest. This service is specifically designed to provide short-term support around contract transfer or renewal. With esports growing every day, it'll be interesting to see how other services like this develop over time.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex.
Okay, no, it's still in here. So
Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I've been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Here in the South, we know a thing or two about summer heat. So when it comes to outdoor projects, you need equipment that's fast, durable, and easy to use. At SunSouth, that's exactly what you get with quality John Deere equipment ready to tackle any project that comes your way. And owning a John Deere is easy with 0% financing available on most models. So you'll beat the heat and you'll save money. To find the John Deere that's right for you, come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Today on Hey Culligan, soft water, cleaner environment. What do you say, Greg?
Hey Culligan, are you saying if I have a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, I'm also helping the environment?
It sounds like you're saying it, Greg, and yes, you are, because with the Culligan high-efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment is already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Your Montgomery Biscuits are ready to take on the 2022 season with the best fans in minor league baseball. Join us for a summer full of theme weekends, celebrations, and the best biscuits in town. For ticket information, go to biscuitsbaseball.com or call the box office at 323-BALL.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Oh, is that it? Oh, that's it, huh? Okay, I'm good. I didn't know that was it. I was sitting there cogitating. Good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. And remember, no day has been guaranteed to you, so be thankful for this one. Because tomorrow is not promised. Trust me, I know that all too well. Good morning to you. I hope you're having a great day already. If you woke up, that's the beginning of a great day. Now, what you do with that day, it's totally up to you. All right? That's why I'm a morning guy. I'm always optimistic. I am. I get ticked off at some of my callers sometimes, but I'm always optimistic. I mean, listen, the only bad day is the one you miss. Oh, yeah, little Paul what time it is. It is time for the lessons of life. But before we do that, let me talk to them, because I know if you may be a guy this morning, and you may think that it's all going downhill because of certain things, and that's not true. And Montgomery Men's Health can help you. Really, seriously, they can. They can help you out. For $99, you go over to Montgomery Men's Health, and they'll check your PSA. That's your prostate thing. They'll check your testosterone. Testosterone is what makes men men. I mean, it's not the only thing that makes men men, but it is a chemical that's in the men's body. He has a hell of a lot more of it than the women do. Women got a little bit, because sometimes women got to act like a man sometimes, because some men just ain't men. But anyway, we got more of it. You go over there for $99. If you feel sluggish, if you just feel run down, and when it gets to the point that you're not even interested in women anymore, no, not that you become gay, but you just don't have the desire. That's called libido. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to go over there. They can help you out. So yesterday I went over there. 2 days ago I went over there and had my teeth checked. I'll tell you what happened. Like sometime this hour, I'll tell you what happened. And it was good. Okay. So it was interesting. And it's a great place to go. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. You see how happy I am this morning? Hey, I'm happy every morning. But still, I'm a little bit extra motivated this morning because, it worked out pretty good for the brother. You know what I'm saying? But I went in there like everybody else, and the people over the Montgomery Men's Health are some of the nicest people. If they put up with me, because I'm cracking the joke. I'm just saying. I mean, of course, when they did have me do something, and the guy started cracking up. Okay, we'll tell you. I'll tell you about that one of these other days. Probably I'll tell you. But anyway, we had a great time over there. Okay, and I'm just telling you, it is a place. These for $99, you can find out information that would change your life. No longer will you be all lethargic and you don't want to do nothing. God put you here to be fruitful and to make a difference. And when you get to the point in life where you don't feel like you can make a difference because life is so heavy on, well, come on, get motivated. You need to go over there and get your testosterone checked out. Okay, it's like anything else. We're human beings. As we get older, things happen. Go to there. Okay, give them a call, 440-3663. 440-3663. And don't forget, this hour is also being brought to you by JL Lane Truck and Auto. You need a car. You need something. Your kid may be growing up. He may need his own car. You're tired of loaning him yours. You need a dependable, pre-loved car. I can only tell you that JL Lane Truck and Auto, okay, at 208 Gun Road is the place to go. Now, you want to see what they got without having to go all the way over there? You can do it online. They got a website, JLTruckandAuto.com. You can go there. They got all kind of cars, nice ones, and I guarantee I'm gonna put my reputation on the line here. Okay, I guarantee you'll be pleased with what you get from those guys. They're honest, and if your credit's not that great, don't worry about that. They got a pay here, buy here policy. Okay, I'm just telling you might want to give them a call and see whether or not they can help you. Okay, I'm just saying. So give them a call, 272-4313. And right now you can go on the website on your phone, while you're on the bus, or while you're walking. You can go on your phone and go to JLLaneTruckandAuto.com and go to the top of the page where it says inventory and go check it out. I'm just telling you, it's time to do the right thing for yourself or for somebody that you love. Get them off them heels and put them in some wheels. I'm just saying. 272-4313. Again, that is JL Truck and Auto. Okay. .com. Okay, it is time for the lessons of life. These are the things that we learn by living. I mean, you heard about a lot of these things, but you really don't know about these things until you have lived a little. Not a whole lot, but you gotta put some time in life before you know a lot of these things. But first of all, Let me give you the word of the day. And this word is missing in the vocabulary of Americans today. You know, we live in a place where you get a participation trophy. That's my millennial. You get a trophy for showing up, not doing anything, not sacrificing, not winning, but you get the same trophy as the people that won. Now, I don't know what kind of message we are sending our young folks because we don't want anybody to feel bad because they got their butt whipped. Okay. Now, okay. So I would imagine in the future, if we have a Super Bowl much longer, we are going to give everybody a trophy for just showing up. As a matter of fact, we probably won't even keep score after a while. Okay. Okay. I mean, now that's not what Americans are made of. Americans are made of winners and losers. Okay. But you're only a loser if you quit. Okay. Other than that, you just restart. But we live in a country today where we give our participation trophy. What idiot came up with that? That's not life. Let me tell you something. Go to the jungle, baby. Go out the jungle and check with the lions, the elephants, and find out who gets a participation trophy. No, you either dinner or you are doing the eating. I'm just telling you, that's the way life is out here too. You're either dinner or you're doing the eating. Okay? Like the one thing I said, you know, when the lion is the not the smartest animal in the jungle. He's not. He's not the biggest, not the heaviest, but he's one of the scariest. Even the elephant look at the lion and says, I don't think I want to be dinner tonight, because the lion carries himself like he in charge. Okay? He don't walk around with his head between his legs, looking like he all scared. No, people are scared of it. Okay? You want to be a winner? Carry yourself like a lion. Now, here's the word of the day. The word of the day is this. It means an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Therein lies our problem in America today. We don't have resilience. It is the ability to get knocked down, beat up, and yet and still you're willing to get up. Because failure does not make you strong. But getting up every time you do fail will give you the strength of Goliath. Okay? Resilience is the word of the day. Okay? Don't stay down. Yeah, we all get knocked down. We all do. We all get knocked down. But don't stay down. Recover. Get up like they did when we did push-ups in the Army. Hey, recover. That means get your butt up off the ground, get back on your 2 feet, and stand at attention. Okay? That's what it means. Resilient. Get up. All right? Don't be a wuss. I'm just saying. Be resilient. It is June the 16th. It is the 167th day of this year. There are 198 days left in this year. These are some of the things that happened in the world on this day. In 1858, accepting the Illinois Republican Party's nomination for the U.S. Senate, Abraham Lincoln said that slavery issue was to be resolved, declaring a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that is so true even till today. In 1897, the government signed a treaty of annexation with the island of Hawaii. Yeah, since I lived there, it ain't Hawaii, it's Hawaii. I just want to let y'all know that. 1903, Ford Motor Company was incorporated. It was Mr. Ford's philosophy that a poor man working should be able to afford what he's building. And then he came up with the Model T. In 1911, IBM had its beginnings with the Computing Tabulating Recording Company, which was incorporated in New York State. The year was 1933. The National Industrial Recovery Act became law with President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's signature. The act was later struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was founded as President Roosevelt signed the Banking Act of 1933. In 1955, my brother was born, members of the Argentina's military bombarded the Plaza de Mayo in Buenos Aires in a failed attempt to assassinate President Juan Domingo Perón and his cabinet. They was going to get everybody, causing hundreds of civilian deaths. The same day, Perón was excommunicated by Pope Pius the 12th for expelling 2 bishops from his country. However, the ban was effectively lifted in 1963. In 1959, actor George Reeves' TV Superman was found dead in an apparently self-inflicted gunshot wound in his bedroom of his Beverly Hills, California home. He was only 45 years old. And I still like some of those Superman to tell you the truth. 1963, the world's first female space traveler, Valentina whatever her last name was, is Russian. Okay, Tereshkova. Yes, Tereshkova. Okay, that's good. Okay, we get that. 26 years old, was launched into orbit by the Soviet Union aboard Vostok 6. Tereshkova spent 71 hours in flight, circling the Earth 48 times before returning safely. 1970, Kenneth A. Gibson of Newark, New Jersey, became the first black politician elected mayor of a major Northeast city. Chicago Bears running back Brian Piccolo, at 26 years old, died in New York hospital after battling cancer. 26. 1976, riots broke out in the black South African township of Soweto. 1978, President Jimmy Carter and Panamanian leader Omar Torres, or something close to it, signed the instruments of ratification of the Panama Canal Treaties during a ceremony in Panama City. 1999, Catherine Ann Sholia, a fugitive member of the Sudanese Liberation Army, was captured in St. Paul, Minnesota, where she had made a new life under the name of Sarah Jane Olsen. Well, you can change your name, but you can't change your fingerprints. 2015, real estate mogul, Donald Trump launched his successful campaign to become president of the United States with a speech at Trump Tower in Manhattan, New York. 11 years ago, U.S. Representative Anthony Weiner, a Democrat from New York, announced his resignation from Congress, bowing to the furor caused by his sexually charged online dilly dances with a former porn performer and other women. 6 years ago, President Barack Obama traveled to Orlando, Florida, the scene of a deadly nightclub shooting that claimed 49 lives. The president embraced grieving families and cheered on Democrats' push for new gun control measures. We need to control the folks with the guns. I'm just saying. 2 years ago, federal authorities announced murder and attempted murder charges against Air Force Sergeant Stephen Carrillo in a fatal shooting of a federal security officer outside the U.S. courthouse in Oakland, California. He faced charges of ambush killing. He also faced charges in the ambush killing of California Sheriff deputy and has pleaded not guilty in both cases. Authorities said Carrillo had ties to the far-right anti-government Boogaloo movement. Hadn't heard of that one. President Donald Trump signed an executive order, said he would encourage better police practices. It would establish a database to track police officers with excessive use of force complaints on their records. And that is just some of the things that happened on this day in the great country of America and all over the rest of the world. Actually, America's, there is a world outside America. Most of you guys never seen any of it, but there is. I'm thinking about some of you guys ain't even been outside Alabama. What we ought to do one day is just get some Greyhound buses and we all just ride for about a week and see other things besides Alabama. I'm just saying. You might want to think about that. Well, we'll be back. Uno momento. Perry Hooper Jr. is coming. Perry Hooper's actually coming up at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk to him. We'll see.
On News Radio 1440.
I don't care how you get here. Get here if you can.
The intense heat this week is creating all kinds of dangers. It takes just 10 minutes for your car to heat up by 20 degrees, only minutes to put your child at risk. Heat strokes happen when the core body temperature reaches about 104 degrees, and a child can die when the body temperature reaches 107 degrees. An FDA advisory panel is endorsing COVID-19 vaccines for children under the age of 5.
You can reach my child.
All regulations are clear. Parents should be rolled out as fast as next week. In an historic and aggressive move to fight inflation, the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates by 3/4 of a point yesterday. That's the biggest increase in more than 30 years. That move will make payments more expensive for everything from mortgages and car loans to big business loans as well. And another rate hike of at least 0.5% could happen sometime next month. That's your news on this Thursday morning. I'm Jed Davis for WSFA 12 News.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. There are growing concerns about 2 U.S. military veterans who disappeared a week ago after joining the fight in Ukraine. Pentagon correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The U.S. is still seeking information about the whereabouts of Andy Wynn and Alexander Drueke, both of Alabama. Drueke's mother spoke to CBS Mornings.
He felt very strongly that Putin needed to be stopped because he said Putin is not going to be satisfied with just part of Ukraine or even all of Ukraine.
The two were said to be in the Kharkiv region in northeastern Ukraine near the Russian border when they disappeared. They could be the first Americans captured since the war began in February.
A Russian social media post claims they are both prisoners. Lawmakers investigating the January 6th attack hold a third public hearing this afternoon. Correspondent Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill.
Today, the Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack will argue the pressure campaign on former Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election came straight from the top.
It all came down in the final analysis to Donald Trump and his team trying to coerce the Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, into stepping outside of his constitutional role.
Committee aides say they'll focus on several aspects of that scheme, starting with a debunked theory pushed by conservative attorney John Eastman, suggesting Pence could block the certification of the election.
That was Democrat Jamie Raskin you heard in there. An excessive heat warning continues for most of Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio today. In Michigan, the weather shut down Abbott's key baby formula manufacturing facility in Sturgis. CBS's Anne-Marie Green.
Severe storms Monday flooded the plant. It comes less than 2 weeks after production resumed, following a months-long closure due to contamination and safety concerns. That led to the nationwide formula shortage. Abbott says that production of new formula will be delayed now for a few weeks.
Dow futures down more than 600 a day after the Fed announced its largest interest rate hike in 30 years. The goal to tamp down inflation, which is forcing shoppers like Rena Lewis in West Sacramento to make difficult choices.
I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I'm not buying them because they're just too expensive.
The cosmetics giant has just filed for bankruptcy protection.
JBS a look.
Revlon hopes to refinance and continue operations. Kevin Spacey made an appearance at court in London today. He's pleaded not guilty to allegations he sexually harassed 3 men. S&P futures are down 92. That's 2.5%. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal option. Member license all 56 and all listings for access. Out over 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Big news! Greta Van Susteren is hosting her new show, The Record, with Greta Van Susteren. It's just launched on Newsmax. Each night at 6 p.m. Eastern, Greta is reporting the real news and without the media spin. She's smart, tough, and always fair. Find Greta on Newsmax, America's fastest growing news channel. Millions have switched to Newsmax. Find out why. If your cable doesn't carry Newsmax, call them. Demand it. Make the switch today. Newsmax is real news for real people.
Americans are back in the country of pasta and Prosecco.
The tourism sector in Italy is experiencing a post-COVID boom thanks to the large numbers of Americans choosing to spend their summer vacations here. The president of Italy's Hotel Federation, Bernabo Bocca, explains.
Gli americani hanno
He said Americans have started traveling again. Americans love Italy. Americans have returned to Italy. Bocca added that American tourists are making up for the lack of arrivals this summer from Russia and the Far East. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
The U.S. Open tees off in Brookline, Massachusetts today, and top players are blasting fellow golfers, cashing in and joining Saudi Arabia's LIV Series. Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, and Brian DeChambeau all being allowed to compete in both events. Deborah Rodriguez,
Hey,
CBS News.
you know, you got to make that money while you can. America, America, it's about the dollar. Make the dollar holler.
Cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown to advance the cause between individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Hey, Dad. Cool if I change this?
A whiner in chief. I don't.
They may not
And I
know
didn't
each
know.
other's music, but they can both.
I didn't whine about anything this morning. I've been exceptionally motivated.
Booster shots for people 12 years and older after completion of a primary series. Schedule
You
an
can
appointment
reach me
as soon as you
for
are eligible. Sponsored
Morning,
by
Michael.
BioNTech and Pfizer.
Good morning, Tamara. Good morning, Christine. How you everybody doing? You can reach me by trailway.
Pay for what you need.
You can reach me by trailway.
Everybody, check your blind spots real quick.
If you can.
Now, hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do.
Move your head like a bird do. I like that.
At libertymutual.com.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers
You can
at
reach
Montgomery
my
Men's Health. Men all the way up to
trailway.
95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only
Now I'm happy
$99.
and she happy.
Includes all
So that makes us happy.
PSA and
Okay, I'm
testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Now they did.
Why is it that some people aren't as stressed out about things as you think they'd be? Answer: they're probably among the millions of Americans who have prepared themselves with emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. If the worst ever happens, literally millions of American families are already protected from dealing with empty store shelves. Is yours? If not, go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and grab some emergency food kits, at least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals that average over 2,000 calories per day. Everything stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. Order your kits now by going to MyPatriotSupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on now, before the next news headline stuns the world. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Shannon, how can you let the people in Montgomery know about what Daddy does? You mean tell people he's a foot doctor? Yeah, a podiatrist. There's gotta be a way to spread the word about the surgeries he does and stuff. You mean like bunions and hammer toes? Yeah, and treating heel pain, burning in the feet, and corns. Like that time that lady had fungus in her toenails and they started looking better? I just want people to know that my dad, Dr. Brian Kelly, can be seen without a referral and he accepts most insurances. You should probably give them the phone number, 265-7585. Yeah, 265-7585. I just said that. Well, let's say it again. 265-7585. Maybe we should tell them our offices are in Montgomery and Greenville. You just did. Like us on Facebook at Greenville Foot Care. And remember, happy feet start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
I can only imagine.
You know, it is Thursday, right? You know, like it's and traditionally we do a commentary on religion, but my preacher had to go to New York, and therefore I was not able to talk. So I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I think it's time. Anyway, good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 40. We're going to get to the topics of the day. Perry Hooper Jr. actually going to be here at 8 o'clock, hopefully, and we'll talk about the races going on in America and things of that nature, and you know how where Perry Hooper stands. I called him the other day in someplace else, but that's okay. I'm going to forgive him. Good morning. Who's this? Now, Ed, I thought I could have sworn I said because you keep calling back, acting crazy, that you was on hiatus for a week. Okay, we're not talking about God right now. We're talking about Ed. Now, nobody can hear you because you're not on. I turn you down. So let me have my say, and then you can be heard. You call back times and fool and all that stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out what part of godliness is that. But I'm actually glad you called, because I was going to give you a couple minutes this morning to just, what is your problem with me? Now you can talk.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friend. No, let's give me 2 minutes. The stars shattering, we're all daily brilliant. The stars are all daily brilliant. You come on one moment and say we got.
Ed, that was a long time ago. Ed, that was a long time ago, brother. Can we get that no right, but nobody has to play Our Daily Bread. Nobody has to do that. I know, but be relevant. Be relevant. Stop talking about things that happened a long time ago. But our daily bread has never stopped. I never stopped playing it. Okay, but that's my choice though. That's my choice to do that.
You are talking, but let me go to number 2. You said that you didn't believe that you can love God.
But that's my fault. Okay, that's fine. And that's fine, Ed, but that's wait, I gotta comment. That's my belief. I did not tell Ed. I did not tell Ed or anybody else to believe as I do. Well, I'm gonna give you your time back. I'm gonna give you time. I've never told you or anybody else to believe what I believe. That's just what I believe. I'm gonna give you your time back. But do you agree that I have a right to believe whatever it is I want to believe? Do I have that right? So you agree okay. So you agree that I have. So who are you to condemn me for what I believe? Well, I'm gonna give you your time back. But I'm just, who are you to condemn what I believe? Well, now I want you. We're having a conversation. I mean, who are you? Well, what gives you the right to condemn me for what I believe? But you do every morning. You do just every morning. All right. But if I don't believe you can, right? But if I don't believe the man has that ability, that's my belief.
The same stupid thing, you know.
Okay.
Correct him.
All right.
Yeah, can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, that's what I was. In Sunday school, we were trained about the loving God. And on the first and the substance, in the first grade, I never held school. We were kind of trained to love God. All that was instilled in us coming up, my friend. I didn't wait till 55 or 60 years old to start thinking about loving God. No, it was in me a long time ago. But bring that up because it's true. And some people do not like the truth. They don't love God. They only love what God say. They won't do what they want to do. Say what they want to say. Am I still on?
Yeah.
How you won't go there? Let everybody know that. No, I don't care what you do with your business. But no, my point is, if I hear you say something wrong, I'm going to try to correct that, whether you like it or not, you know.
Mm-hmm. If I ask you a question, if you go downtown right now to the jailhouse, you can ask everybody, how many of y'all believe in God? I guarantee you 99% of the people in jail who've done wrong say they believe in God. Would you? Yeah, but I have a right to my opinion. But most people who do wrong, and I'm one of them, I've done wrong in life, and I still believe in God. But again, I have a right to believe whatever it is I want to believe. Mm-hmm. Okay, and again, we repent for things that we do that we know are wrong. I think I have a right to believe what I believe. Oh, did I hang up on you? I mean that you call me back. You call me. I want to solve this once and for all. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 And again, our problem is, and here's our problem. You need to tell me what love is. You need to what? No. You're the expert. You're the expert on love out here. So I want to know. Wait. Hold on. Don't. I'm gonna put you online with me this month. Let me see who this is. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Well, thank you.
And I just wanted to just bring up a topic that I had heard on the show before, and I just felt like I could talk about it.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I thought you wanted to get involved in this conversation. Hold on 1 second. Let me give Mr. Ed his last 30 seconds, and then I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second there. Okay, there we go. All right, Mr. Ed, you got about 35 seconds. I'll give you the last word.
And they give up friends the truth. They all now some people pretend to be a yourself, smile in your face. I always want to tell you something that makes you smile and glad and grin and be happy. But the truth do not do that. No, when I read about my friend, sometimes the devil tell me, close the Bible up. Look at God says, open it back up, read it again. Keep on reading, keep on reading, keep on reading. You have to keep on keeping the truth, my friend.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Ed, and you can't say I didn't give you no time today, because I did. All right. Appreciate it. Okay, now let's go back to where now. All right. So what's your name, dear? You can give me a fake name if you want to. I don't care. So what's on your mind this morning?
Yeah, sorry to cut that off, but I just wanted to talk about a topic that has been brought up in your show before. I haven't listened to your show in a long time because I moved away, but I just felt like I should call in this morning.
Okay.
So I know that you all have talked about humans and him like being God or not being God. I don't know if that, yeah. So first I wanted to say I'm not a teacher nor a preacher, so I don't want anybody to think that. I just wanted to prove that Jesus is God. And I just wanted to say, if you all read in John, that it really speaks about this whole thing, and on your spare time, maybe read the whole book. But I just wanted to say, like John 1:1-5, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was God, and the saying was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. But then if you jump down to verse 14, it says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. And so in 14 it says, and the Word was made flesh. But if you jump back up to the beginning of this whole chapter, it says, and the Word was God. So how can the Word, if it says if the Word was God, and if it's 14 it says the Word was made flesh, obviously it's saying that it's talking about Jesus and He is God. There's also the people back then, they had the same issue with believing whether or not Jesus was God or not. If you see in John 5:16-18, it says, and therefore the Jews persecute Jesus and sought to slay him because he had done these things on the Sabbath day. But Jesus answered them, my Father worketh hitherunto, and I work. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal to God. So that was an issue as well, just as people are saying today. In John 10:33-38, the Jews answered him, saying, for a good word we stone thee not, but for blasphemy, and because that thou being a man makest thyself God. They were saying, having an issue with that. And Jesus said to them, is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods. And I called them God, unto whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken. Say ye of him whom the Father hath sanctified and sent into the world. Thou that's blasphemous, because I said, I am the Son of God. If I do not the works of my Father, believe me not. But if I do, so ye believe not me, believe the works, that ye may know and believe that the Father is in me, and I am in him. If he's not God, how can he be inside of the Father?
Now, let me ask you a question. Okay, John 3:16, which is probably the first verse I have ever learned to memorize in the Bible. For God, which is God, so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Now, which begot means to be created. Okay, that whoever shall believe in him shall not die but have everlasting life. Now, if God gave us his only begotten Son, then that means that he's not God but a creation of God. Now, again, often when Jesus was on the cross between the two sinners, he said, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So who was he talking to?
Okay, so that's interesting you brought that up. It says the God. But if you look at the Hebrew, the God means, it means to bring forth. You have to look at everything, not in the English context, because what it was made of. Jesus spoke Aramaic, and he also, those people thought of things in the Hebrew. So if you're thinking about the God, you have to look at what the Hebrew is saying. That means he brought forth. And it says,
okay, but okay, wait a minute. But to bring forth means to come from someplace else. And so if Jesus is God, he didn't have to come from someplace else. He was already there.
So he's saying bring forth on earth. He's already in heaven. So bring forth on heaven.
Okay, but who is him? But who is if he brought right? But if he brought something forth, that means it was distant and apart from him. No. Okay. 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 When Jesus was baptized, when Jesus was baptized, Why did God, a voice from heaven, say, "This is my son, whom I am well pleased"?
He was pleased with him.
Well, okay.
He's saying basically when he was baptized, he was to show like this is my son. Other people didn't know that, and they still didn't believe it. But like I'm saying, I have some more verses, so if I just go into that, so even the disciples questioned him whether or not he was God. And in John 14, 8-11, it says, Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it suffices not us. It suffices us. Jesus said unto them, Have I been so long time with you, and you hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath not seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, Show us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and it's the Father in me? First of all, like if you have a son, he's not in you. It's how can he, the Father, how can Jesus be in the Father if he's not of the Father?
Well, again, now being of the Father, right? Being of the Father is not being the Father, because there are many places where he said, "No one is greater than my Father in heaven." So again, he makes himself subordinate to God. Oh, did okay. Okay.
Let me keep on reading. And thou sayest that thou then show us the Father. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwells in me, he doeth the work. Believe me that I am.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait. Run back to that. Read that again.
It says, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the work.
Oh, wait a minute, hold, stop. Like the black preachers in church. When I say read, then go read, but right now I say stop. So he's telling us in that passage that he's not God, but God is in him, and he does the work.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, that's what he said. Okay. I must have misunderstood what you just read then. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very word's sake. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to give you these different scriptures so you can get the context. So
Okay.
John 10:23-30, and it says, Then the Jews came around about him and said unto him, How long dost thou make us doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly. Jesus answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. That the works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness.
Wait a minute. He did it. Wait a minute. He did in his Father's name. Which tells me that the Father is the Father and the Son is the Son. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm all confused this morning. Then okay. Yeah.
As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me.
Oh, wait, hold it, stop again. Wait. No, he said, my Father. Okay, I'm just saying, you're killing me here. Okay.
And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one.
And I understand that, but if I'm the only son of God, and God ain't exactly like me, he ain't a father like me, he's the Father from heaven. So I and the Father are one. They are one in mind. They are one in thought, but they are Father and Son.
Yes, they are Father and Son. But
okay, well, I win.
Okay. John 3:12, it says, how can one believe? Well, it talks about how can one believe heavenly things if you can't believe in earthly things? And it talks about how Jesus spoke in parables for a reason. If you search the scripture,
right, because we were kind of stupid and we needed it broke down to us like a child so we can understand it. Well, that's what we. Okay.
Not every man on his own things, but every man also on things others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God,
Mm-hmm.
And who being in the form of God.
Mm-hmm. In the whoa, wait a minute. Say that verse again one more time. Being in the form of God. The form means you're not the original. No. Oh, okay. Oh, different form. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So it says, so it decided that body not to be worthy to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in likeness of men, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross.
Okay.
So the reason why Jesus is submitted is in the submission of God.
Oh, wait, hold on. So Jesus is being submissive to God.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
He became a
Servant. Okay.
Yes, for us.
That's right. I got you and I don't have no problem with this conversation, except you keep mentioning Jesus that puts himself in a subordinate position, but you turn around and try to convince me that Jesus is God when Jesus himself keeps putting himself in a subordinate position.
But he said that he, okay, look, let me keep going.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta go. You please call again. Now I'll tell you what pleases me this morning though. You are a young person, and you believe what you believe, and you have a belief, and that's good because so many young people don't believe in anything. Okay, so we can. And I'm old school here. So you may not convince me of what you say, but I'm glad that you don't let me change your belief, and I'm not trying to, but I can put one and one together and come up with two. But we can talk. We can talk again. Huh?
Should I send this to you, my friend? Because I didn't get a chance to finish everything, which I figured I wouldn't be able to, but I could send you the rest of the verses.
How many verses is it?
It's like 3 more.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it's to your email or?
Oh, you can send it to elkman0557 at Gmail. 0557 at Gmail.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Thanks for your time.
And thank you for calling. I appreciate it. We'll be back after this.
Sponsored by Discover. If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why Discover matches all of
that was an interesting
at the end of your first year. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Well, we hit 100 degrees for the first time in more than 2.5 years yesterday. That also tied the record high in Montgomery.
That was an interesting conversation. I enjoyed it.
On the way over the next 7 days, we have multiple days at or above 100 in forecast. Today, 99, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and there will be a few pop-up showers and storms. Same thing for Friday, 100, a few pop-up showers and storms, and rain chances go even lower this weekend and the next week.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 14.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Good news continues. So far, so good. No major problems or accidents. I did report it yet this morning that we send anyone on an alternate route. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the road. No money down, and your good credit gets you any vehicle on the lot at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Cars, trucks, SUVs, it's all at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major
Why are
Delay.
you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
He's got neckties. He's got socks.
Give him a gift that really rocks. Treat your dad to a $5,000 basement barbecue or backyard upgrade. What would your pup choose? A brand spanking new grill area, all new lawn care equipment, a ginormous flat screen for the man cave? Pop gets a hit. Head to our website to enter this national contest for a chance at $5,000 for a basement barbecue or backyard upgrade for your top pup.
Enter win at News Radio 1440. Digest second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREO.
Dreams and great music continue on the stage at Alabama Shakespeare Festival with American Mariachi. It's the 1970s, and if you want to be a mariachi, you've got to be a man. Or do you? Laugh and let your heart be warm as Lucha and friends set out to form an all-girl mariachi band. July 27th through August 21st. Get tickets at asf.net or 334-271-5353. And in case you didn't know, there are no COVID policies in place. So come as you are for an experience you do not want to miss. Also, we're offering you another great sweet deal from Alabama Shakespeare Festival. Starting Friday, June 17th at 8 a.m., head to this radio station's website to get 2 tickets to ASF's performance of American Mariachi for the price of 1. This sweet deal starts at 8 a.m. and offers are limited, so act fast. Friday, June 17th at 8 a.m. Just visit this radio station's website and click Sweet Deal to get your tickets to American Mariachi at Alabama Shakespeare Festival.
Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with powered suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tony Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens, viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. When applications come
Gotta be there.
I highly recommend that you use the virus on a daily basis and overall.
Okay, then.
What's Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com or visit them on Cobbsford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle, bring it in for an instant cash offer. Whether you're selling or trading, your vehicle will never be worth more. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Can I say the verse? There is a story, and every song that we sing. Sometimes when you listen at a song,
Okay. Yeah, well, this is what Thursday's about. I didn't have a preacher come. I had one, but Pastor Lewis had to go someplace. So anyway, and I actually wanted to take a moment to talk to Ed. You know, somebody which verse is it? John 14? If ye loved me, ye would rejoice, because I said, I go unto the Father, for my Father is greater than I. Now, that means that I'm not the Father. That means my Father is greater than I. I guess, people have a right to believe what they want to believe. I don't ever try to change anybody else's mind. I'm trying. Matter of fact, my mind is enough for me to have to work with. Okay, I'm just telling you. Even my mind I have a hard time with my own mind, so I can't change anybody else's mind. I really tell you what I think and what I feel through what I've learned over the years and stuff like that. And that's just me. But then listen, if you want to, we all have a right to believe. We all got to be accountable for our own belief system. Okay. 860-1440 is your number here. If you got something else you want to talk about, that's fine. But it's always interesting to have a conversation about the Bible. First of all, before I get back to any more calls, let me tell you about our sponsor, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto, which is located 208 Gun Road in Montgomery. You need a car? You need something that's dependable? Your credit's not the world's credit. Well, they got buy here, pay here. You're talking about nice cars, clean cars that have been checked out by them in a good way. I know these people. I've known these people for years. They're good folks. Okay, so I just want you guys to make sure that if you're in the market for an automobile, okay, I don't normally give my personal reputation on people's products because sometimes people let you down. But I'm putting my personal reputation. I will go. My reputation is on these guys are good folks. Okay, so you need to go over there and see them. Okay, buy here, pay here. You don't have to worry about the greatest credit in the world. We all have ups and downs. We all do. They don't hold that against you. They'll talk to you, sit down, see what you need, and they'll help you out. Okay, great cars. Okay, I'll give you the inventory next hour. Tell you what they got still left over there because I'm trying to sell them all. But somebody needs to get that Lexus over there. I'm telling you, that's a sweet car. Okay. Anyway, so give them a call, 272-4313. Again, go to the website, look at the inventory. JLLaneTruckandAuto.com and click at the top of the page, click inventory, and you will find exactly what I believe you are looking for. 860-1440 is the number here. Let's go back to phone. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, ma'am.
I really enjoyed that conversation with Jay. Jay, will you please call back frequently?
I did too, actually. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. It was refreshing to hear a young person call in
Mm-hmm.
talking colors.
Yes.
Which a lot of people think that young people can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's why I tell you all the time, you need to be careful what you say and how you influence people.
Yeah.
Because you never know. A lot of people, as I told you before, are listening to you therapy. Entertainment is okay, but let's get real with subjects that really
Right.
matter.
And that subject doesn't matter. Yeah.
I could listen to her for 2 more hours, despite the fact that you tried to resist her. And she was very respectful.
She was.
She was dealing with
Well, she said she'd been listening for a long time. Yeah. 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 Yes, I would. Yes. I did. I really enjoyed it. And I hope she does call back again. It was refreshing and listen. I hope we're not trying to change each other's mind, but every once in a while we need our minds changed. And when I hear something that'll change my mind, I'll tell people, okay, well that's worth thinking about. But
we have a young person that can think. There are a number of young people out there that can think and rationalize things for themselves, and that's what adults don't understand. So thank you, Jay, for calling. Please call back frequently.
Hey, appreciate it. Let me take this one call here. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Mr. Evans.
Good morning.
You almost sound like you should be teaching a Bible study class. so you can intrigue people about the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
But you was in the book of John when you started talking about what Jesus said he was.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to John 8, Jesus told them that he was before Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so which means that he had to be sitting there with as God. And so if you look at John 10, he said, "I am the Father of one."
Again, though, I think that's symbolic.
But that's why you understand the symbolic is when he came here, he got to tell you that he's the son now because he was born of a woman.
Right.
That he was before Abraham, then he was in God before Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling you before Abraham, I was God.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to said, you want to crucify me, or you come out blaspheming because I'm saying I'm God.
But how do we get around? But how do we get around him saying, "I and the Father, my Father is greater than I"? How do we get around that verse?
Because you got to understand,
Oh.
as he left that throne, his Father became greater than him.
Okay, you just said okay, but you just said his Father, which means that he is not the Father.
Abraham, he was.
Mm-hmm.
What was he before Abraham?
Well, he was. Okay. So God, I think God can be as many places as He wants to be, but there's only. But there's only.
You could say that, but when he was talking to the Jews about they were talking about him, when he was telling them he was God, and he had the power to forgive sins.
Right.
He said only God can forgive sins.
Okay.
No, I can't do that.
But if I'm the Son of God, if I'm the Son of God, empowered with the same the same properties as God, then why can't He?
That's not the understanding what he had in that day.
Well, we still confused today. So I mean, I understand that.
That's why Jesus said he came.
Okay.
So he came for that reason. Where he's telling you, before Abraham, I was there in the beginning of creation.
Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Let me ask you a question. If there's only been one God in the history of all humanity, in the history of the universe, and everything comes from God, everything comes from God, then it is not inconceivable that Jesus was part of God in the beginning. That I don't have an issue even with that. But when he, but when he says, wait a minute. He said that. He said, I and the Father, he said, I and the Father are not the same. So evidently I didn't separate it. God separated it. But again, he came as the Son and not God.
Okay, but then why didn't he send the Holy Spirit to us then after he went back?
Because we need a whole bunch of help.
Well, see, now,
that's why.
He told you about blessing against that Holy Spirit as well. So now, all these things what we're talking about is Jesus said, I was the Father. I came down. Now I came down.
Well, now I don't know. I don't know Jesus ever saying that I was the Father. I that's nowhere in the Bible. Oh, that's your interpretation of that. Okay, and I don't. Okay, and it's all about and it's all about context, though. It's all about because if Jesus is the Son of God, they are one in thought and one in deed. Yeah. Well, listen, the Jewish people, I can't speak for them because I don't know. Yeah. And again, you just got to reconcile. You just got to. When he said, "My Father is greater than I," brother, that to me, that just settles that argument. That settles that argument with me. Yeah. Again, how the writers of the Bible gave the interpretation, the transliteration, and the translation of those words that are in the Bible have gone through many different. Because back in those days, like the lady was saying, young lady was saying, they spoke Aramaic. We've done our best and our due diligence to try to transform that language into our language so we can understand it. I would imagine there have been a lot of liberties taken over the thousands of years that we've been talking about this issue.
But we don't understand that he said the angel bowed down before him, right?
Okay. All right. Again, and when he was on the cross, wait a minute. When he was on the cross, what did he say? Right. When he was on the cross, he said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." He didn't say, "I'm going to forgive you." He said, "Father, forgive them." Okay. Well, okay. I understand. Yeah. But again, there's no place in the Bible where Jesus said, I am God. It's not there. No. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell like what verse is that again? John. All right. Okay. Okay, John 10:33. I gotta look that up. We'll be back right after this.
Sponsored by Discover. If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why Discover matches all of the cash back you've earned.
John 10:33. Let me see.
Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
So we hit 100 degrees for the first time in more than 2.5 years yesterday. That also tied the record high in Montgomery for June 15th. And we've got more triple-digit heat on the way over the next 7 days. We have multiple days at or above 100 in the forecast. For today, 99, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, and there will be a few pop-up showers and storms. Same thing for Friday, 100, a few pop-up showers and storms, and rain chances go even lower this weekend into next week.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got a vehicle that spun out 65 southbound, south of the Prattville Pine Level exit, mile marker 183. Please use caution. All lanes are open. The authorities are on the scene. Outside of that, we are clear. From a civil patient transported like
everything that happened to me that was good.
Ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up. It's the law. Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
Attention River Region listeners. Take advantage of 4 new tires with no money down at Chico's Auto Pros, Montgomery's #1 rated tire store. Chico's Auto Pros.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. The price could vary depending on your health issuing company and the fact it's not available in all states.
$49 down delivered. Hey, Montgomery, Prattville, Backward City, with budget car and truck sales. That's right, $49 down delivered. Shop over 300 late model, light used cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, convertibles, sports cars, America's finest. Starting with prices of $6,900 and $49 down delivered. Yep, think your credit report's a little messy? Been told no in the past? Bankruptcy, medical bills, or even a foreclosure? Budget treats everyone with privacy and respect for all credit situations. I work with the banks and the lenders to understand your past and know you're more than just a number. You're number one to me. This special relationship allows us 100% credit approval gold. That's right, 100% credit approval gold. With absolute top dollar for your car. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. No trading required. Oh, did I say $49 down delivered? Budget car and truck sales. 61 Mendale Parkway, Montgomery, or 508 McQueen Smith Road, Prattville. BuyBudgetOnline.com. That's BuyBudgetOnline.com.
Hi, I'm Brent Woodall, and I'm running for Public Service Commission Place 1. I'm running for this office because the incumbent, who has been there for almost a decade, has failed to eliminate the hidden tax at the PSC. A lot of people don't know about the tax that ratepayers of the utilities pay on their utility bills. My opponent didn't even know about it until he heard me talk about it. Maybe that's because he spends so much time at resorts on junkets outside Alabama. If he were at the office more, he might learn a lot about what goes on at the PSC. I'm a conservative. I've been a member of 2 Republican executive committees in Alabama, chaired a Young Republicans chapter, was the state treasurer of the Young Republicans, and in 2016, I was a delegate for President Donald Trump at the Republican National Convention. I hope you agree with me that it's wrong to make people pay a tax on their utility bill. I'll get rid of that tax, but I need your help. Vote Brent Woodall on June 21st for Public Service Commission, Place 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brent Woodall, PO Box 740-594. I attend second guest dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREO.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
All righty then. Okay. I have found John, what's it? John 10:33. I see why you guys are confused out there. I see why. All right. I have deciphered it. Okay. Hey, good morning. Who's this? Hello. Yes, you got me. No, you got about a minute and a half. I know, but I got a bunch of people on the line.
Oh, you haven't heard from me in years. I just got that from your hometown. You haven't heard from like what? Almost a year now?
Yeah, I've been gone for 2 years. Oh, so you was in South Bend?
No, I wasn't gone for 2 years.
No.
We were traveling around.
Okay.
And we went in and out too. But see, here's the bottom line. I heard the guy that Lamb was calling you and saying that Jesus was telling you. Listen, here's the bottom line. Jesus was for Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve was the first humans on earth, were they not?
Right, from what I understand.
What you mean? What there was the Bible says?
All right.
How did humans get here?
Well, again, from what I understand, you're right. They were the first. Adam was first, and the woman came second. What I understand, yeah.
Exactly. So Jesus was here. He was there before anyone was created. He was created before Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line, the reason he mentioned that to the Jews because the Jews made it a big deal of Abraham. The bottom line is simple. Let me ask you something, I just got to go somewhere. Let me ask you this. When the Most High, when Jehovah God created the heavens, what did he do next? After he created the heavens? We know he created the heaven and earth, but he did something amazing in heaven before he created the earth. You have an idea what it was?
No, I can't tell you. No.
He created angels first. After he created the heaven, he needed worship. Angels are his worshipers, and they are his praisers.
Okay.
All the Colossians that Jesus Christ is first of all creation. You can see why black folk are so dumb. I mean, they're dumb with this insanity, with politics. They just all messed up, man. And the young lady that run the car, somebody got her all messed up. Except that she sounds good, but she was all over the place. When you told her that when Jesus baptized, what did John the Baptist say when he saw Jesus Christ? My God is the Lamb of God. Now you know why there's so many 8 and 9 beliefs in this country. You can see why, right?
Well, we got a lot of belief systems, that's for sure.
We got about 15 or 20 right in my area.
Okay, yeah. But you know, well, going. What?
She went to work the other day, and this lady was, she did private work and she retired. And this her and this lady got into this situation. She was saying the same thing that the guy was saying about Jesus said, told the Jews that he was for evil. The bottom line is simple. People's going to believe what they want to believe.
Well, that's true.
We had confusion about this for a long, long time. So the Bible, you were right on it this morning. I'll tip my hat to you. Now, John 17:3, Jesus said that his Father is the only true God. So how could the guy overlook that part?
You got me, bro, but I got to go. My time's up. We'll be back. Hopefully, Perry will be up here sometime. Interesting conversation. I'm not qualified to to have it all by myself, but I did the best I could today. We'll be back.
Your WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Thursday. The intense heat this week is creating all kinds of dangers. It takes just 10 minutes for your car to heat up by 20 degrees, only minutes to put your child at risk. Heat strokes happen when the core body temperature reaches about 104 degrees, and a child can die when their body temperature reaches 107 degrees. An FDA advisory panel is endorsing COVID-19 vaccines for children under the age of 5. This is the last group to become eligible for the shot. If all regulations are cleared, parents could see a rollout as fast as next week. In an historic and aggressive move to fight inflation, the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates by 0.75 of a point yesterday. That's the biggest increase in more than 30 years. That move will make payments more expensive, from everything from mortgages and car loans to big business loans as well. And another rate hike of at least 0.5% could happen sometime next month. That's your news on this Thursday morning. I'm Jed Davis for WSFA 12 News.
WLWI AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Fabric Life Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Futures markets are sharply lower a day after the Federal Reserve announced another interest rate hike, the biggest in 30 years, to try to tamp down soaring inflation. Dow down 523 right now, S&P off 77. World markets are responding in expected and unexpected ways. Market strategist Scott Fulman.
The Swiss National Bank raised their interest rate by 50 basis points, and that move was completely unexpected. But we also saw a 25 basis point increase out of London this morning.
What does it all mean for you? Correspondent Carter Evans.
So far, interest rates are up 1.5% this year. That means a loan for the average new car price of $47,000 will cost almost $60 a month more in interest than last year. And more expensive loans could discourage spending, which will reduce the insatiable demand now driving inflation to 40-year highs.
Job market still strong. 3,000 fewer Americans applied for unemployment benefits last week. This afternoon, lawmakers on Capitol Hill hold round 3 of public hearings into the January 6th attack. This one is expected to focus on emails from a Supreme Court justice's wife trying to persuade former Vice President Pence to overrule the 2020 election results. CBS's Nicole Killian.
According to sources close to the committee, these emails suggest that Justice Thomas's wife could have been more involved in efforts to overturn the 2020 election than previously known, and the committee is now trying to figure out whether that should be part of these public hearings.
FDA advisors have given the green light. Now that the agency and the CDC could pave the way for children as young as 6 months to get COVID vaccines as early as next Tuesday. A case of COVID won't stop President Biden's chief medical advisor from testifying virtually this hour before a Senate hearing on the federal response to COVID. CBS's Wendy Gillette.
A statement from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, which he leads, says he'll isolate and continue to work from home. It also says he's experiencing mild symptoms. Fauci is vaccinated and double boosted.
Mother of one of 2 Army veterans from Alabama who disappeared last week after joining the fight in Ukraine is speaking out. Alexander Drucky's mother, Bunny, tells CBS Mornings.
Production is. He felt very strongly that Putin needed to be stopped because he said Putin is not going to be satisfied with just part of Ukraine or even all of Ukraine.
White House says if it's confirmed, the administration will do everything it can to bring those men home. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Fabric. Parents, cross off life insurance from your to-do list today with affordable term life insurance from Fabric. Apply now.
When do we go on, Jimmy?
We got about
2
investment involves a high degree of risk and until results vary.
Yeah, well, we got. Well, you know,
now is the time to make a patriotic investment that can potentially pay you income up to 20 or more years.
That's the sound of a producing well and the sound of a very smart investment in today's market. If you are a high net worth SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil and natural gas, and you're allowed to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to remain well above $100 a barrel, and natural gas is near $10. Call 1-800-278-7455. Encore Energy is a very active oil and gas operator in its core eastern area of operations. If you are a high net worth accredited investor, call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment against all forms of income and create 20 or more years of potential income. Call 1-800-278-7455. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-278-7455.
We're getting a new look at the healthcare system and individual states' response to the pandemic. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
Hawaii, Massachusetts, and Connecticut have the best healthcare systems in the country, according to a new report that also reviewed how each state managed the COVID-19 pandemic. The findings are from the Commonwealth Fund, a private foundation that promotes high-performing healthcare in the U.S. The study looked at more than 50 health metrics, including things like access, quality, costs, disparities, and outcomes.
Jim Krasula reporting, and the Beehive is buzzing. This morning, Beyonce announced her first solo studio album in 6 years. She's deleted her profile pictures from social media and posted a tweet on Tidal listing a July 29th release date. The 16-track album will be called Act One Renaissance. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
And Jeff Branco with Chappie's Deli.
What are you eating, Jeff?
Chappie's Deli sweet potato fries.
They are so good. People eat them all the time. Jeff, what are you humming?
Just thinking. You know how we get phone calls after I sing in the commercials?
But they aren't good phone calls. Don't do this.
Sweet potato fries. Dun, dun, dun. French fries never tasted so good.
Please, I'm begging.
I just don't like the way they ignored the hell. Because I followed her on Twitter. I went to Twitter. They didn't come up and
Hey, yo, what you doing?
Big Gun, how you doing, man?
Man, what you got here with Elvis for?
Well, I wanted
because they wanted to go to.
Hey, how about those Auburn Tigers baseball?
What have they done?
What do you mean? They finally figured out the pitching scheme.
Are they still playing? I know they won
They play tomorrow night.
Okay.
Up at Omaha, so they're competing in the World Series now.
Well, that's good.
They played hard. They got a good coaching staff. Should I shut this door?
Yeah, baseball is just so boring. They need to speed the game more. Then I can run it.
Well, the key is it's fun to watch big hits, but if you ain't got the pitching, you're not going to beat anybody.
I want to see somebody be fighting.
Free phone call.
I want to see the bench get cleared. I want to see people on the field boxing each other.
Oh yeah, you want to see somebody knock the shit out of somebody in a football game. I agree with you. That's why all my boys play college football, not baseball. Just a thing in the South.
Yeah. I found him a 10-year, $500,000 for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino. And
your listeners, they just
if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance.
No, but see, and I think that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time getting paid. You can't go by the people you call. I got more whites than
you do.
And so, but they
Mark Montiel used to be on this board.
Yeah, I mean Mark just said since I'm the only black talk show host in town, black people have a tendency to gravitate toward me, good and bad.
Well, that's good.
You know, but before then, black people can hardly listen to talk.
Well, do they? You have to argue with them.
Oh yeah, but that's okay. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Because I still.
And how much time we got?
I'll tell you what, we got a couple of seconds. Here's what I'm let me. Yeah, we got 3 left. Because I still believe that, and I agree with something you said yesterday. Trump is still. I just
Sponsored by Panera. There are so many words
just
that could
stop
use
it.
to describe Panera.
You were the president of the United States of America. You don't got to convince nobody. Yeah.
Panera.
He needs
The
to
familiar
take a
made fantastic.
chill.
A
Enjoy
little
$0 delivery
chapter
fee
out of
order on their app.
Reaganism.
Restrictions
Yeah.
to just to be nice. You know what I mean? I mean,
hello.
Keep listening. We'll keep you.
Hello.
No money down.
How's your mom?
Good credit gets you any vehicle on the lot at Reinhardt Used
Yeah.
Car Center. Cars, trucks, SUVs. It's all at Reinhardt Used Car Super Center on East Boulevard.
Yeah.
Buckle up. It's the law. From Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, where you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
We have enough natural resources available in this country. Good for national security, good for job creation.
How about you give me a call back in about an hour?
In terms of
And we'll talk.
lowering the price of gas, you're significantly increasing the world supply.
About an hour and a half.
Demand remains constant. That will drive down the price. That also will have an impact on everything we buy in every store we go to, because the rigs, the 18-wheelers that bring and deliver the goods to the stores, they'll be paying less in terms of diesel prices, and they can.
One thing I love about cell phones, you can block calls all day long.
Of such. And the cost of production for manufacturers, that will go down as well.
Without government.
This is not complicated
Yeah,
economics,
yeah.
but this is where we now are.
Check out the
So are you done with
radio show
state
later
politics?
today, right here.
Well, I never say never, but I'm enjoying myself.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck
Helping
Schumer, and Elizabeth
Trump,
Warren,
and
they're all
I've been
attacking
trying to
America's
run
tech
these
innovators.
states
The left's bill,
helping him try to take back the
S2992,
House.
would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on. Empower China to beat America in the race for new
I gotta tell you, if it's him against Biden, Trump got my
When liberals attack America's
vote,
tech innovators,
I would love to
they're
see
really
the
attacking
Senate.
everyday Americans
Well,
and Main Street
DeSantis,
business.
I've seen the
American
polls,
jobs,
and
America's
Trump is
security,
like
and the online
70,
privacy of the American
second
people
place,
are all on the line.
14%.
Why would
Well,
some
and everybody
conservatives
else
support
is
this
like,
liberal agenda?
don't even matter.
Pence is like
American
5.
innovation. We need to stop
The rest of
Pelosi,
them like that,
Schumer,
but
Warren,
this-
and the
that's
rest
why
of the
people
DC
go way out of
liberals
the way
from
begging
taking
for
away our
Trump to
technology and making China
Yeah.
all over the country.
Now, I will
All
admit,
the
what
US
would
Senate
piss
today.
me off with that day,
202,
I just, if the guy don't want to give it to you,
Tell
don't
Senate
matter.
Republicans
It makes you look like a wolf.
2992.
And I just,
Protecting
he gonna give it
taxpayers
to who he gonna give it to.
not
Okay.
authorized by
Your
taxpayers'
job is to
personal
keep
life.
fighting, win or lose, just keep fighting.
See, that's why Katie, from day one, has been fighting for America and America first, and all the things, fighting for veterans, fighting to build the wall, fighting all it, and she's been consistent. And Trump also likes Wesley, because he loves football, and Wesley was All-American offensive tackle at the University of Alabama, and he played for the New England Patriots. And so, naturally, he likes that. He likes conservative people, and he likes football, so that helped Katie a lot. But he told me, he said, Perry, I mean, here's a guy that when I endorsed him, he was at 65%, and then after he made that bonehead statement that we need to forget the 2020 election, those numbers just went in the hole. And he said, I just can't. I was with him. He said, I'm going to pull my endorsement. Mo, what do you think, Perry? And I said, Mr. President, I'm loyal. He told me, you're the most loyal guy I got in the country. He said, and I said, if you do it, I'm going to be with you 100%. So that was the first thing. And then Mike Durant, he started looking hard at Durant because he liked the veteran, his background, and he was a successful businessman, and he did it on his own. And then all of a sudden that Lincoln Project thing came out, and they tried to make him like he was weak on guns, which he's not. He killed 100 people. Shit,
you can't be a soldier and be weak on guns.
So what he did, his campaign screwed it up.
Yeah.
A month before the election, Kevin, he was 20 points ahead, and he didn't respond. He should have come out and said, my opponents are lying. Y'all know me. I fight for this country.
Yeah, you can't be nice in politics.
This is like the Auburn, Alabama state. You fight. They hate each other. You got to fight, right?
Yeah, you either on one side or the other.
Yeah, and so that's I would, if I was him, I'd ask for my money back. Those consultants sucked.
And I heard the one where he said something about gun control. Well, what he was talking about, all the violence that is going on in our community, especially in Shot. Listen, one would think maybe we just need to take some damn guns from people. Because this is just crazy. Murder. And black young males are just getting killed with impunity.
Well, he was basically talking about Somalia. He was
Yeah.
in a
Well,
close meeting, and he was just making a jest. Maybe we got to do some
And they'll-
cities, and they just lied.
Yeah, they just like they lie a lot. I didn't like things, but you know, you gotta be willing to fight fire with fire.
You got to come with it, man.
Yeah.
You can't sit on your ass, and they did.
Yeah.
I mean, a month before he's 20 points back, 15, 16 points ahead. So,
But one thing I did appreciate about him, he did come up here and we talked. I like it. And one thing I did tell him, I said, you know, doing our job in the military does not get us any special privilege. You did your job, I did mine. We all did our job. But that's not politics. I appreciate what you did. You went down, you know, but you and I both had the same chance of being screwed by in the military.
in your show, they tried to bust his ass saying, "Oh, you're a McCain lackey."
Yeah.
And all he was talking about, he loves the guy for his military.
A man who puts his ass on the line for America. Yeah. That's right. But you don't get any favors because we did our job. Okay. I don't know where my music went to on that right there. Yeah, just put that. Here, put that down. Let's grab this one. Don't you know?
Thank you.
Yeah. Put that one down right there. Sometimes my microphones need replacing. You know how it goes. Okay, I'll put that over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that one over there. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing okay. Our guest this morning is Perry Hooper Jr., who's the former son of the Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, Perry Hooper. Bless his soul. He left us some time ago, but gone, but certainly not forgotten.
Well, here's the thing, Kevin. First of all, it's an honor to be with a man who's a great American.
Great American.
You.
Yeah.
He's a patriot.
Yeah.
A veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honor to be on your show.
Well, I appreciate
that. Look, I enjoyed service. I served for 5 terms in the House. Feel like we made a big difference at the time, and then Dad came in to be Chief Justice and straighten out a lot of things that need to be straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I fight for the things you fight for every day, and that's freedom and so forth. But it's great to be with you today.
Good morning to you. First of all, the Senate hearings, which is just a farce, that's going on about the January 6th thing. What's your thought about this? And have you ever, in a time in your life, I don't know how old you are, I'm probably a little older than you, have you ever seen a whole Congress almost on one side go against one guy?
Well, first of all, I think it's ridiculous and such fake news for them to put it on prime time at nighttime. You know, when we're sitting here and they're trying to make that the issue when gas prices are, $5 plus, groceries are starting to go up, baby formula. I mean, I could go on for infinitum talking about the problems we face in this country, and I just I know that's going on. They're trying to make it have some kind of negative impact on the 2022 elections. I don't think it is. I saw a poll recently that said that 70% of Americans feel like we're going in the wrong direction. 70%.
Well, I'm part of that 70%.
Yeah, that's bigger than the Jimmy Carter days. And so I'm hoping and praying we can get to those elections quick and we can turn this economy around and battle inflation and do things that'll help people and help families.
What are the indicators? I know right now we're in the prime of primaries and in the prime time of primaries across America. Alabama had theirs. We got a runoff this coming Tuesday. What's it feeling like across the country? What's the mood? What's the mood of the people?
Well, I think the mood of the people was based on that poll that said 70% of Americans feel like we're going in the wrong direction. I think that's a huge indicator of what the people feel, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Independent. They're tired of this leadership. They're tired of this administration. And I think it's going to show up next November. And, my conversation, I talk to all kinds of folks daily, whether they're the cook in the kitchen or whether some millionaire, I listen to what they're having to say. And they're worried about this country. They're worried about inflation. They're worried about American jobs. I talk to folks all the time, and I feel like if the election were today, we win by a landslide, both House and State Senate. United States Senate. I'm helping Herschel over in Georgia. What a fine man he is. It appears Katie Brett's going to win the election next Tuesday. She's made it clear she's going to be fighting for the America First and the mega agenda. So, she's listening to the people. And that's the thing today, a lot of times we, the people, don't get to voice our opinions. Well, they're mad as hell right now and they want the change. And I think we may see a biggest turnout ever next November to make sure the Republicans have the majority in the House and Senate.
860-1440. Our guest is Perry Hoover Jr. this morning. You are the official, can I say, spokesman for the former president Donald Trump in this area? Or what's your position?
Well, in the last campaign, I was his national campaign committee. In 2016, I was the Alabama chairman of Trump Victory. I guess you can call me his boy Friday, I guess. But I love him. I'm loyal. He knows I'm loyal. And his interests are like our interests. He just wants to see the Republicans take the majority in the House and the Senate.
I'm a more of a centrist that leans right. I ain't falling off the bench on either side, whether it's Trump's side. But I must admit, Trump is closer to Reagan than anybody has been in that White House in a long time. I felt good about being in America. And I don't care what his faults are. His most important asset, as far as I'm concerned, he loved America. Now, I don't know if he always loved America the way he did, but I think he got in the White House. He saw things that he had never seen before. He saw things, part of our country living good, living off the fat cats, and living off the big turkey, and the other part barely got a leg. I think he made a lot of businesses came back to the United States that were overseas. But the only thing most Democrats can say, especially Black Democrats, he's racist. And I'm just trying to figure out, what did he do while he was in office that would make you think that man is racist? I mean, the guy who's in the White House has actually said things that were racist when he's in the 70s and stuff like that, when he was in Congress. What makes people think that he's this racist guy?
Well, that's the magic question, because he doesn't have a racist bone. He's a good man. He loves people. Whatever origin, he just loves people. And I've said this many times. I passed a national resolution saying he was one of the most greatest presidents in U.S. history, and that was based on his effectiveness, what he was able to do, moving the capital from Israel to Jerusalem, create the greatest economy for everybody, not just for rich, but he did it for poor people. He did it for
well, we certainly didn't have.
He did it for women. He did it for every people. The economy was hungry.
Right, we were doing good. Yeah.
He cut regulations. He helped small business. He was a big, huge asset for small business. Cut taxes. As you remember, Reagan cut a lot of taxes and created a lot of jobs, and that's exactly what he did with his tax cut. But I don't know. First of all, Trump, when he ran, he wasn't a choir boy. Let me just say this.
And none of us are.
But I'll tell you this, when he became president.
Right, and that's what I worry about. I don't care about the rest of that stuff.
When he became president, he became a strong Christian. I mean, I just think he was heartfelt. And, when he dealt with that criminal justice reform, the lady that had served so many years and shouldn't have, and I just, he loves people. And he loves Jesus. It's amazing. I mean,
a lot of people.
It out.
A lot of people never heard, especially down in the South. I never really heard his religious views, but I do know he made America, I think, a better place during his time. I like the guy. I just wish sometimes he would just, you're the guy who gets on Air Force One. You don't have to kiss anybody's booty. They should be trying to kiss yours. Yeah. But he picks fights sometimes.
Well, he needs to take a page out of Reagan, because because they were very similar on policy.
On policy, right.
And they were able to pass some significant legislation to
Mhm.
make America great again, and both of them did that. But instead of, President Trump, I love it, man.
Yeah.
All my friends are just crazy about it, but he doesn't need to, make names up and call people this and that stuff.
Although he is a New Yorker. Yeah, that's
I know.
that's what New Yorkers do.
Well, still,
I guess.
but he understands
Yeah.
public relations
Yeah.
and I just think if he took a book out of Reagan and just made his statement without going into more editorializing and
Yeah.
calling people names and stuff like that, just talk about the issue on how that is actually making America great again,
Yeah, good. Let me see what this says. Good morning, on air.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is not a question for Mr. Hooper. And when you bring the Democrats in, I'm asking that same question. Can we find anyone young to run for president instead of getting these old codgers with one foot in the grave and then the other one on a banana peel? Can we get some young folks to run for president that has a young mind and innovative ideas to move this country forward? Because we're going to be gone in the next 10 or 15 years.
That is a great question. And that's why that's why I'm so excited about Katie Brett. She's young. I've got kids that are a little bit younger than Katie, but that's the message that we need young people to understand what it means for somebody like Kevin who served as a veteran and the appreciation of his country. And those messages are so vitally important. Whether you're a Republican or Democratic, Independent, the future's important. The young people are going to be carrying the torch for liberty, just like we just talked about. And prior to me supporting Donald Trump back in 2016, I remember driving down the road and I told my wife, I said in 2015, I said, Judy, I've decided to support Donald J. Trump. And at the time I was thinking about being for Rubio because he was young and stuff like that. And I thought he could open the door for more young people. And when I told my wife that, she said, well, that sounds great, Perio, but you better call your mama and tell her.
I understand.
So, but anyway, I totally.
It's time from.
I'm 100%
Right,
supportive
right.
of what this sweet lady called in on that question.
Good morning, and there with Perry Hooper.
Good morning.
Yes.
I want to go back to where you all were pretending that Trump was the only president that was so hated in America. I think you need to go back a couple of years with Obama. They hated him so much that when he put on a tan suit, they act like Jesus was walking on water in America. You forget those years. So he's not the first president to be hated and trying to stop it in this administration. So I want Mr. Cooper to answer this.
Yes, ma'am. That's another great question. And,
You answer this. This is the question.
I got you.
If you all have to prove every day, talk about the Democrats before you talk about what the Republicans did good, why can't you all tell us now what did you accomplish other than every day you woke up and heard a president and talking? You know what I got tired of? Some talking about people every day in a negative way like Kevin does sometimes. That's what I can't stand any longer in my life. Something, nothing good is always about a culture of people. If he did good things, he could have woke up in the morning and told us what he did for the people of the United States every morning. Something good and talking about calling names. And Facebook has made plenty of money. Twitter makes plenty of money. That's what I got tired of, waking up every morning with somebody being talked about. Like the people say in the ghetto. I got tired of that. Y'all should have gotten tired of that too.
Yeah. All right. I'll let him answer your question.
Well, first of all, when Obama was president, believe me, I prayed for President Obama. You didn't see me out there talking about him being a bad president and cutting him down. I prayed for him to lead this country just the same way I prayed for Donald Trump to lead this country. But it is a fact that Donald Trump helped the economy of all Americans, of Black Americans, Latino Americans, everybody. And, you know, he created economies so when we went to the grocery store,
we could actually buy groceries.
Buy groceries, baby formula. You know,
how about some gas?
Gas.
Yeah.
I mean, it was down at $2 and some change compared to what it is today, $5 and whatever. You know, every time I fill up my truck, you know, I want to stick a sticker up there. Let's go, Brandon. But I'm just telling you, that hurts right there when you pay that kind of money.
Yeah.
For gasoline,
especially when you're on a limited income, and you got to pay more, but you're not getting more. That's a tough thing to do.
We must always pray for a president, whoever it is. I pray for Biden that he does better, you know, and tries to help.
We need a miracle on that one, though. But God's still in the miracle business. Good morning.
The miracle man.
Good morning, on there.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, my friend.
Well, I don't care if my doctor doesn't have a good bedside manner, but if I need a brain transplant or a critical condition, just fix me. Just fix me. I don't care what he says or what he says.
Yeah, I don't either.
There you go.
But anyway, you know, talking about previous presidents, no president in the history of this country had to start his administration under a major investigation. No president has had to deal with the number of sidebar issues created not by truth, not by facts, but what we know now were lies. Based on a lie, no president of this country had to deal with the FBI creating a falsehood. Said we've got a backup plan to take him out if this plan doesn't work. No other president has had to try to govern this country with the barriers that they threw up, that they said the night that he got elected. Resist, fight, resist. No other president had to deal with that. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing what he got accomplished with all the barriers they threw up in front of him.
Let's think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, let's think of what he could have accomplished had he been treated like every other president, given a shot. There was never a honeymoon with Trump.
Well, let me say this. I passed that resolution, and I meant it. That, in my opinion, he is one of the most greatest United States presidents ever, but he was the most effective. I mean, you look at all the things he did, like I mentioned earlier about moving the capital from Israel to Jerusalem. Every president has talked about that. He just didn't talk. He delivered. That's number one. He cut taxes so we could, you know, generate economic growth, which he created the greatest economy, at least in my lifetime, of any other president. You know, he built up our military. It was pretty much slammed. I'll just tell you.
And he let the military do their job.
He let them do it. He let them run it, but he built it back up and through that philosophy of you maintain peace through strength.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I could go on talking about it, cutting regulations. The only thing I wish he would have been able to finish, and he would have if he'd been reelected, is building the wall.
Amen.
The wall. And hopefully, you know, we'll get back to that in
one of these days.
2024. Yes.
Oh well.
But thank you for this call. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What sunk his ship, Terry, and what sunk his ship was the night he walked down those steps. He could have said he was going to do away with hospitals, he was going to do away with schools, he was going to do away with medicine. But the words that came out of his mouth that sunk his ship were, "I'm going to drain the swamp." And that
that's
cold chills down the backs of Republicans and Democrats, because all of the wealth that they have gotten off the taxpayers' backs, Democrats and Republicans, it sent a message to them that the party's going to be over and you're going to have to find another slot jar to feed from.
Yeah.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, that's the enemy of us. And that is today is the establishment Republicans and the Democrats. And they lost that swamp.
Yeah.
Thing. But you just look at what they did with the Russia hoax and what was going on at DOJ. I love Jeff Sessions, but they scared him, and he couldn't take that pressure. But anyway, it's amazing. President Trump.
Well, he did get accomplished, even underneath all of that. Yeah.
Because he's tough.
They spent $40 million there of the taxpayers' money that could have been spent on schools, infrastructure, and everything else, based on a lie that they knew was a lie.
Yeah. And nobody's going to jail yet, but Durham, I don't think Durham is done yet.
I don't either.
So we'll see. Hey, appreciate your call, my friend. Let me take one more call before I go to my next break. Good morning. You're on there with Perry Hooper.
Good morning, Mr. Hooper.
Good morning, my friend.
We keep forgetting about what y'all did to Bill Clinton.
Well, now we don't forget.
Bill Clinton, all the way from the governorship of Arkansas, all the way till he got to his school with his wife and Ben Godson, and then all that money was spent and nothing happened. So we got some short mind memory, even though it ain't been that long since Bill Clinton left office. But this is why I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Since the economy got shut down with Donald Trump, how come gas still gets around at $2 when nobody was out driving?
Well, I just know that, two things. One, let me just go, since you mentioned Bill Clinton, I will say, one, I was in the legislature during that period of time, and I'll say he helped Newt Gingrich when we signed and passed that Welfare Reform Act. Bill Clinton was behind that. He did a number of good things. So I never really, I appreciated what he did on those particular issues. But as far as the gas prices, I'm just telling you, Donald Trump made us more independent on foreign oil. We were drilling, we were creating what? America jobs. And then all of a sudden, Biden comes in the picture and he gets rid of the pipeline. He stops drilling, particularly, and it just, all of a sudden, he started saying we need electric stuff and all that kind of stuff. So all of a sudden, when you get rid of fossil fuels, that gas prices go through the roof.
Yep. Got to take a break. We'll be back. Our guest, Perry Hooper Jr. And one thing he didn't do, he didn't get us bogged down in more military conflicts. Okay, we're trying to finish up where we got, but he didn't get us bogged down, and he did not get us a lot of our young Americans killed for no reason.
That's because those foreign companies were scared to hell of Donald Trump.
We'll be back.
Interesting questions.
Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
What do we got here? That's I'm sorry. I just wrote that. That's, don't worry about the Russian.
Okay.
That's
All right.
Bill Silver.
Is that 22?
That's 728
4471. Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yes. You got it. Have a great
All right, you too.
We've got more triple-digit heat on the way over the next 7 days. We have multiple days at or above 150. For today, 99. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy. There will be a few pop-up showers and storms. Same for Friday, 100 few pop-up showers and storms, and rain chances go even lower this weekend and the next week. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Reporting Montgomery, we've got our first accident reported so far. Troy Highway at Virginia Loop. So please use caution there. Troy Highway at Virginia Loop. Turnham State and their River Region Thane partners are now hiring. You'll work 3 days a week. You'll go to classes for 2 days. Companies like Hager, Hyundai, and Interclass Group. Call Turnham State before July 4th. 420-4361. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch. This is Baker Dillon.
Old Ball Tires. You like living dangerously? Say no to Old Ball Tires. All your Chinese Chico's Auto Pros.
Ron's losing knows that when a storm damages your roof,
Hey,
it's hard to
can I do, when I want to get a picture of me and you.
Oh, yeah.
In front of that sign, and then me in front of
Yeah.
your name and the news. Those are good questions.
Yeah. I ran into Tuberville about a month ago at the down activity center. We had a great time. Martha Robbie was driving them around.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. I said, well, okay, I mean, from congressman to driver.
It's probably her. She's back in the law firm, so.
Oh, well.
But
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I think Tommy's doing good.
He's bad.
The record's good, and he's actually contributed.
I like a person with common sense. I mean, you don't have to.
He's on that veterans committee.
Right. You don't have to have all this political suave, but if you're willing to fight for what's right, then that's all you. I don't care.
Yeah, his dad was a purple.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Trump. Now, he may not say it all the way the right way, but his intentions are good.
Hope I didn't break it.
You didn't do it, but it was already regular. It was already regular.
This is a great studio.
Yeah.
I like how these mics work. But I think all these questions have been fair. You don't have any bad people calling. They make sense. Toward the end, it's that bill. If you can remember.
Okay, well, I'll let you get out.
Just tell you, I hear there's a bill the government trying to take over the internet. Tell us about that. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And we can, if you want to talk about the Senate race now, we'll talk about it. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Britt's gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean, Britt's gonna win. I just hate that they refuse to come up here and at least talk to the only black guy in talk radio. Yeah, that's my problem with Republicans sometimes. They talk a good game about including people, but the top echelon, they really don't go all out to do it. You can't convince people.
See, that's to me, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think we do enough reaching out. And if we started reaching out more,
really doing
the comment in the bucket.
It's common sense to follow policies that enhance your life. And it's crazy.
The economy,
yeah.
The faith-based, I mean, it's a fact.
I don't
the perfect time to switch.
It is.
Parties, because the Republican Party will help. But see, Trump reached out a lot more than the RNC. You know, now what was the rapper's name he had up there? You know, he's married to Kim.
Oh, Kanye.
I'm not so sure if that was a smart move, but I know the football player was good. You know, remember he played for Green Bay. What's his name? Taylor. You know, the great football player that played for Green Bay Packers, and he was the strong tailback. He was with Kanye when they were up there, but I like him.
Wow.
Jim Brown, I think.
Oh, Jim. Oh, that's right, Jim Brown. Yeah, Jim Brown and a couple other
football guys.
Yeah. Run this spot, right? Live spot. We'll get back to you. Give me the last word. Yeah, push that door for me, will you? Yeah, just do it. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Before we get back to our show, right now it's 8:41 in the morning. Before we get back to that show, let me tell you about my new sponsor, which is JL Lane Auto. Okay, I want to tell you about that. Where they're located at. Okay, JL Lane Truck and Auto Services at 208 Gun Road. You need a car? You need one right now, but you need one that's dependable. Your credit's not so good. You don't want to have to go through all the hassle of bringing every pay stub that you ever had in your whole life. You just need a car. You're an honest person. You may have fell on some hard time. This is the place to go, to JL Lane Truck and Auto. And you can go to JLLaneTruckandAuto.com and look at some of the inventory, okay? They got great cars. They're great people, great personality, and you buy there, you can pay there, okay? I'm just telling you, great folks over there. They're at 208 Gun Road, but here's the number. Here's the most important thing. 272-4313. That's a landline. That's not, you can't be texting it because nobody's going to hear you then. 334-272-4313. There are a lot of people in your life you want to do something special for, and a car, get them off the heels, get them in some wheels, and great cars. Go to JL Lane Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto.com. Look at the inventory, and somebody need to buy that Lexus that I've been pushing. Okay, somebody need to buy that Lexus, but don't worry about it. Pay there, buy there. Okay, so if you're looking for a car for yourself, for your child, for as a college, you got people going off to college. Are you tired of your son borrowing your car every other day? Hey, tell him get a job so you can make that note and help buy him his own car. Okay, again, that number is 272-4313. 272-4313 is the number. Again, that is J.O. Lane Truck and Auto. Okay, Perry, you don't need a car, do you? You know.
I just bought my wife one.
Okay, then. Well, next time.
But I've got to buy another one next year for tax purposes.
Okay, well, J.O. Lane's a good place to go.
J.O. Lane, okay.
Yeah.
Will do.
Check them out.
You got it.
All right, then. Okay, then. 860-1440 is your number here. Perry Hooper Jr., the national, whatever you. Yeah, you can tell. What's your position over there again?
Well, you know, in 2015, you're talking about with Trump.
Right,
I was chairman of the Alabama Trump Victory. In 2020, I was on his national campaign committee. Currently, I just, you know, I'm on his advisory board and stuff like that. So I love the guy. I think he did an amazing job while he was president to make America great again. We'll see if he runs again in 2024. There's a lot of people cheering him on. I think his more interest right now is making sure the House and Senate we take
right now. Got a couple of questions to ask you about the internet. Let me take these couple of calls, then we'll get that, because evidently the government is trying to manage the internet. We can't even manage what we're trying to manage right now. Good morning. Who's this? Morning.
I love you, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, sir. For Kevin, unlike the other shows, Kevin like to hang up on his color caller for some reason. So I think Kevin racist on his own speak.
Okay.
I got that out of the way.
Yeah.
But, I think is it Trump Day today or something? What's going on with that thing?
No, Kevin just, you know, he's my friend.
I invited him up to talk about whatever. Is that a question? Can I move on to another one? I mean, yeah, because that's a dumb question. So.
I'm gonna have to disagree. Trump was not the best president. So if he was the best president we ever had in this country, why is it when he lost his election that we had young kids, white, black, and all races from different countries in this country out in the street celebrating? I mean, we've never seen that before. Then we never seen the Klans out there, you know, coming out of the footsteps like we did with Trump with them. So a little racism was going on because he said that he's good people on both sides. So let's keep it real, man. Okay.
Dude, thank you.
When I get there,
I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I just get through more. I got to give Perry the last word. So we make lots of money over here on commercials, so I can't be giving them up. So good morning, your name. That's pretty good.
Great. Good morning, sir.
Trump, the gas was what, $2.10 national average.
Yes.
Okay, now it's the national average to about
close to $5. Yes, sir.
Over five.
Yeah.
So yeah, the gas is in a year and a half under Biden would jump over $3 a gallon.
That's about right. Yes, sir.
$3.10 a gallon more.
Mm-hmm.
And with a year and a half, the economy really sucks up the hill. And you know what I am?
Yes. All right. Hey, appreciate it.
Yeah, what a great call.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the thing is, what's happening now under the Biden administration, hurting people, hurting families. You know,
really hurting families.
Making sure we get groceries, we can put them on the table. These gas prices are killing.
And rent's going. Everything is going.
And the small thing.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough right now.
It's rough. Good morning on there with Perry Hooper.
Good morning, Gary. How you doing?
Doing fine.
National polls show that about 45% of the blacks disapprove of Biden. It looks like he's still got about 99% approval rate with your caller. Okay, he lost one. Hey, what's up with the Dixie chicks? Why are they so angry at Trump? Here they are calling an old man. Trump sold his kids on it 44.
You know, that's a good question. I remember when they had gotten a squabble with George Bush. Do you remember that, Kevin? It was quite interesting. But look, I'm a huge, music fan. But I'm more the Lee Greenwood kind of guy. And
I'm a Garth Brooks kind of guy in Alabama.
I like Garth. But, I like the lyric of what Lee says. But I want you to check out this new band. They're from Alabama, and they're being managed by Kid Rock. It's called the Sweet Tea Trio. The one
that Sweet Tea thing gets to me.
I got one of the girls is from Hope Hole. Her name is Charity Bowden. She was runner-up Miss Alabama. The other one's Calusa, one from Gadsden. They're up and coming, and they love the country, and they sing great songs and stuff, things like that. So hopefully, those are the kind of bands that people will start listening to instead of the Dixie Chicks.
Let me take one more, then we can talk about this other thing. Good morning, on air.
Hey, Kevin, this is Marty. Good morning.
Yes. Come on.
And to your guest, Mr. Barry Hooper, I've always had respect for you and everything, and all. But and I say that truthfully.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
But I have an issue with individuals who can really with a straight face say that they support Trump and his ideals, and this guy has led an insurrection, turned the country upside down. His own attorney general, trusted attorney general, said he was a bunch of BS, and that the guy has pretty much lied about everything. And yet you got followers that are still following. You strike with being a very intelligent people, as well as others who say that they follow this guy. And what it does, it appears that they believe everything he believed in as far as division, these Proud Boys, all this divisiveness that are going on in the country. There has not been an increase in hate groups since the 1920s, the KKK days, when they raised in record numbers. So I have concerns about that.
Yes.
And I just don't understand how can people say that what is it that you wish Trump would have done differently? And what can he do any wrong with you?
Well, first of all, I look at what somebody actually did and just didn't talk about it. And I mentioned those earlier about the economy. Everybody was doing great under that. I mean, we had more people working than ever before. The economy was the greatest in my lifetime. He built up the military. He cut regulations. I mentioned this earlier. Every president was saying, we're going to move the capital from Israel to Jerusalem. They all talked a good game. Even Reagan and Bush and Clinton, all of them, and Obama. It never happened until President Trump was a yes. If he would have cut down on some of the rhetoric and had more Reagan style, that should have taken place. Now, on January 6th, I didn't go. I was invited to just go. It was on the other side of the city, basically, where he was having a rally. I didn't go because I'd been to Georgia trying to help him with those U.S. senators over there, and I was just worn out. And I gave a couple of Marines, because they had never been. I put them on the first row of that rally. They said it was the greatest rally they'd ever been to. They just liked what Trump was saying. But what happened on that other side of town, that didn't have anything to do with the people that went to the rally. It was just, I don't understand that. I didn't like it, but I know today we've got to address these issues that are hurting people. And that's the gas prices, that's the economy, making things affordable for people again. Those to me are what we need to be addressing.
Bread and butter issues. Good morning, on there, quick. Hello. Okay, not there. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Is that me?
Yes, that's you.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Kevin, I like to ask you, Perry, I live in a red state. The first order of business when the section came in the section a few years ago was to raise gas taxes about 15 cents. And that will go on and on and on.
In perpetuity.
Do the Republicans get any blame for what the hell going on? I'm going to hang up and listen.
Okay.
Well, let me say this. I went in the legislature at the time.
Right.
And, I've got a record, a bit. I was against every tax that came up. But under that situation, it was to earmark the funds to building roads and bridges that were in that were needed. That's my understanding. And it's a percentage of the gas amount that would be earmarked for those purposes. Now that's what it was about. Whether whoever supported it, whether it was good or bad, but you're right. Democrats and Republicans voted for that in the legislature. It was signed by the governor, signed into law. But what's blown everything away and what's raised all this gas prices was not that tax. It was Biden doing away with fossil fuels and stopping the pipeline development and stop depending on foreign oil. They control us. Right now. They control what we do. So it wouldn't surprise me seeing what they would do, raising it to $10 a gallon. That's the problem we got in this country. If President Trump was still here, that would have never happened. First of all, they were scared to death of President Trump, number one, and he would have never gotten rid of fossil fuels.
No, it wouldn't have. Let's take one more call and then we'll get to our last issue. Good morning on air with Perry Hooper. That's an idiot, but that's okay. The internet seems to be coming under attack because they don't like the fact that we can actually have instantaneous access to what's going on in the world and in America. What's your thought on? I forgot exactly which Senate bill that was, but they're trying to run us out of screw up the internet too.
Once again, there's a Senate bill that's raised its ugly head in the United States Senate. It's referred to as the Choice Online Act, but what it should be called is the what should be the Online Government Mandate Act. Basically, what it would do, there's a Miss Amy Klobuchar, the Senator Klobuchar in the Senate, and Jerry Nadler, who people realize he's the guy that masterminded the impeachment of President Trump. They're pushing this new antitrust regulation to expand the power of big government over the internet and social media by putting them under the Federal Trade Commission. That is ludicrous. I think it's being pushed by the progressive, Kevin, to do that sort of thing. And unfortunately, there's like 2 or 3 Republicans that are signed on to that. It's all the liberals and 2 or 3 Republicans. And that's what I was talking about earlier. This needs to stop. I mean, somebody told me the other day, it's kind of funny, but it's like going to Firebirds or something and saying, I want a steak cooked medium. And they say, well, I'm sorry, sir, we can't cook it medium. We think that's bad for you. It's been regulated. You have to have it well done. I'm just telling you, that's the kind of world we're starting to live in, and it's wrong. And I hope all people, Republicans, Democrats, and independents, will say, government, we've had enough. We don't need you to regulate
my steak.
Or any, you see what I was just showing that as an example.
No, I'm with you.
But I just, Kevin, if you could at least mention that periodically, it's Senate Bill 2992 by Senator Amy Klobuchar, and I'm really concerned where that is. That will create antitrust. It will hurt people, and people will be mad. But that's what happens when people aren't aware of what's going on in the United States Senate. So I hope we can just people to encourage your senators and congressmen to vote against this terrible bill.
One question. And you don't speak for the Republican Party, but I'm asking you as a Republican.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe the Republican Party will ever support a black person for the United States Senate?
I do. We're doing that right now over in Georgia with the Heisman Trophy winner.
I'm talking in Alabama.
Oh, in Alabama?
In Alabama.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so. We've got Mr. Horn ran, for Secretary of State. I like him. He was an All-American football player.
And he ran as a Republican.
Yes, we need to promote that. I wish you'd consider running. I mean, we need.
Well, I'm too old.
To me,
we were young folks.
Economics is important for all Americans, and right now, the best economy that has helped everybody, blacks, whites, everybody, is the Republican Party and what Donald Trump did, and that's why we got to get back to those type of economic policies.
Well, listen, if you can slip a note into Mr. I forgot the guy's in charge of the Alabama Republican Party. He starts with
John Wall.
Yeah, if you can slip a note in his hand and say, it ain't what you say, it's what you do.
Bottom line.
And we're looking. And so, again, we don't want you to just put somebody black in office because they're black.
No.
But you know what? They need to do a better job of trying to convince people of a different way.
Hey, I talked to Greg Calhoun about this. Bless his heart, he's passed away. He's my best friend, you know, and I miss Greg. I love his wife and his family. And thank you so much for inviting me to be on your show.
No problem.
I
Anytime.
love you, man. You're a veteran, you're a patriot, and you're a great American.
Great American. You too, Perry. We'll be back on tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Perry Hooper Jr. Maybe it's Governor Perry Hooper one day. We don't know. You know, we'll be back.
You can run the government.
Yeah.
First black.
Yeah.
News Radio 1440.
Well, Perry, that was a good conversation.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it.
We
had great
talk. This week is creating all kinds of things.
But again, I think if we ever want black folks to seriously